Oh my god, it's the internet. Hi, internet.
What? Internet?
What?
This is weird.
When did you
I
get
can't see
here?
anything.
This is strange.
Is this how you all feel? Only having like 3 windows open?
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
Wednesday?
That's pretty great.
Yep.
It's pretty great.
What the fuck?
True story. Hi, everybody. Internet says hello, says Starfish. Hi.
Hi, Starfish.
Hello, Starfish.
Welcome to a very special episode of Nerd House Tabletop. This is not Decisions and Dragons. This is a stretch goal that you all had achieved because we hit $4,000 donations to Extra Life. Again, thank you guys. I can't explain how much that means to us. We are over the moon. We officially hit $6,000 yesterday, and we're still kind of reeling from that. But
Yes.
Yeah,
that's so
Very
much money.
exciting.
it is truly immense.
Dustin, we already have a question, and that is, why is Dustin not beardless yet?
Saturday. Saturday's the day.
Saturday's the day. We say
I
goodbye.
needed time to figure out how I was going to get rid of all of this and mentally prepare myself.
That's fair.
So yeah, I haven't yet decided if it'll be a live stream or if we're just gonna do.
Friends like, yes.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
I'll record it.
You should
Blindfold
live
and a
stream.
friend, man. Blindfold and a friend. That's what you need. That's all you need.
Oh man, that.
Well, I
dude.
couldn't decide if I was going to just take it all off or if I was gonna like do some kooky shit with it, like give myself a mutton stash and that kind of shit.
Oh, give yourself a
Before I
mutton
got rid
stash,
of it.
but don't trim anything else. Just the chin. Mostly because I want to see Sam's face.
I think you just did.
Before we get into tonight's shenanigans, just a couple quick notes. First off, as usual, we got 3 awesome D&D and tabletop resources that we use that I want to give shout outs to. First off is Sirenscape. As you well know, they have hundreds of sound sets for ambient noise and music. If you are like me and enjoy having a little bit more immersion in your games, they've got several sound sets from official Dungeons & Dragons content, Pathfinder, Cyberpunk, Starfinder, all of those different settings for you. They do have a free option, but if you subscribe, you get access to all of their library of stuff and can customize as you like. So huge thank you to Sirenscape for putting out this super awesome tool, because I use it all the time. Another huge shout out to Monument Studios. They have gigabytes worth of license and copyright free music that is sort of meant for streamers or people who enjoy listening to orchestral music. So thank you guys for supplying us with awesome music. We'll be hearing some of those tracks here tonight. And then finally, and most wholeheartedly, thank you to the guys behind Incarnate. Incarnate is a map-making browser software, whatever you want to call it, that has multiple different themes, whether you're in the Feywild, whether you're in a dungeon, a mine, fighting fiends in the Nine Hells. The map-making software is super easy to use. It exports in 4K and is fantastic. So huge thank you to them as well. And then also, as a sleeper thank you, because I keep forgetting to acknowledge them as well, huge thanks to Hero Forge for the mini customization that they offer on their site. If you would like your own custom D&D tabletop miniature, they have set the full costumes ready for fantasy, sci-fi, modern, or even historic setups, whatever you want to call it. So definitely check them out as well. And because I had too much time in my hands preparing for tonight's hilarity, I made another intro video. So let us jump into tonight's one shot of the F Team. welcome back, as it was nice and quick. We find ourselves in a mysterious, fantastical world named Plotlandia. A setting that is somewhat upfront on its design. In the southern continent, we have the Lands of Light, where all of the civilized races, as they call themselves, live in peace and harmony, with constant harp music playing in the background. Everything's beautiful and peaceful and good and just and fair.
Lame.
But we are not going to focus on the Lands of Light. Instead, we are going to focus on the wastes to the north. The never-ending marsh the air filled with this smog as the sun's light is blotted out in the sky above. The vegetation is far dead, all trees and any semblance of life being replaced by some corrupted version of its former self. As the BBEG, as he likes to call himself, came into power, there was an agreement that these desolate lands would be his to command. All manner of creatures of the dark venture across these lands. Vampire spawn openly discussing under the cloudy sky who their next target's going to be, who they're going to feed on next. Werewolf tribes gather in service to the BBEG, and they all congregate in the Spire, a jagged spike burrowing up from under the ground, a scar upon the land that almost tears into the sky above. Inside, things are a little bit more like a dark fantasy The Office, where there are multiple floors, some dedicated to arcane magic pursuits, some are dedicated to artifact hunting, and in the center of the tower is a large, well, they don't like to call it that, but it's a cafeteria, essentially. In this cafeteria, there are small packs of goblins, some of which trail off to other tables in search of food that is not theirs, that they could possibly pilfer from the other monsters in the area. There are several elder vampires sipping from a gigantic, like comically large bottle of wine, sipping with their fancy coffee tumblers, which is it's clearly blood, in case that wasn't clear. You can see that there are other just this big congregation of monsters. And there's one table far in the corner, furthest from where the food is served, that we find ourselves a small group of monsters that may not be the most popular. Let's start with Sam. Tell us about your monster.
You see sitting there is this very very prim and proper noblewoman, but almost like morphing, like phasing out of her face and in her body is this like red gelatin ooze. And throughout the course of, this conversation, you watch as like her features start to slip a little, like a Picasso painting, and she kind of pushes them back up. Every so often she pushes an ear, like a tendril comes out of the body, and she pushes an ear back in place, or fixes her hair and like shifts her scalp back where it should be. This is Mim, the adult Oblex.
All right. Mim, I'll say that you can spot, just a few tables over, a former best friend of yours. June, the gelatinous cube, as she celebrates her 413th birthday, you can spot several other ooze-like substances that have surrounded this table, as June has a party hat on top of the cube that is very slowly starting to sink into the ooze-like material. Unfortunately, the invite was not extended to you, as it's clear that she found a, in her opinion, better crowd.
The noblewoman's eyes just kind of roll, like she rolls her eyes, and the right eye kind of continues rolling and slides down her face, and just kind of vanishes into the red ooze.
I love that. Approaching this table, Brian, why don't you introduce your character?
I'm Gnaw the Ever-Chewing. Oh, you want more? I was born special. 1 in 1,000 of 1,000 gnolls is born like me. I hear things and then I chew on them, and then they talk to me some more, and that's why I'm here. This whole place is sticky.
Nah, as you venture through the cafeteria, you're essentially passing by the table that is sort of like a gathering of basic vampire bitches who are sipping on their wine, and several of them cast a judgy and assuming glance your way.
That's okay. They smell like my droppings. It's fine.
You find your way to the table. You can see that Mim has a bit of a expression. She looks at the other table.
I take one of my claws and I make a smiley face in Mim's side.
It like sags a little. It gets a little crooked. Can you?
All right. Approaching table. Small little feet trudge through the cafeteria towards the table in the corner. Dustin, would you please describe your character?
You see floating a few inches above the ground, which doesn't really do a whole lot because he's only about 3 feet tall. A gnome ceramorph, a mind flayer compacted into the size of a gnome, and as he approaches, dressed in flowing robes of a deep purple with bright golden accents. Just kind of like putting a few fingers or a hand on a table or the wall, because he's not flying, he's just levitating. So he's got to push himself along a little bit.
Oh my god.
You hear him, and as he approaches, you just hear... And in your mind, he speaks and says, what's on the menu today?
I'll leave it to you guys to answer the question.
Mim kind of pushes at the tray that's in front of her, and like kind of pushes it towards like whatever seat the gnome would be sitting in, go to sit in. Whatever latest adventurer snuck in, although I think he was a little scrawny. It's just like a pile of bones and...
Yeah, it's just essentially a pile of viscera
Yeah.
on a plate. But like, with a tray that's very clearly like those really old beat up trays that we saw in high school, like that needed to be replaced like 30 years prior. The menu, the special is Elven Wizard. So you can, so those who feast get a little spice of arcane energy with each bite. It adds a little bit of zest, more so than you'd find on like a barbarian or something like that.
Bill, his face, just kind of like his whole face and all of his face tentacles just kind of scrunch, and you hear again, only in your mind, don't like wizards or elves.
Suit yourself. Wizards have the best taste, and she'll pull it back to her. Although I wish they had kept the brain.
No, very clearly. It's establishing a bit of confusion with the telepathy. I love this. All right. And then, finally, you guys can hear the sliding of chairs and tables to make way as more sloshing starts rolling across the ground. Rhodes, would you introduce your character?
Sloshing through the cafeteria, and like, you know, there are two people standing next to each other, and he just squeezes right on through, picking up bits and bobs as he goes. Oh, that was your gold piece, not my fault. And eventually getting to the table is a blob of amorphous blood red ooze that you guys recognize as Bentley, who comes to the side of the table, and basically, like, you can see all the stuff that he must have just picked up on his way over just get slurped further in as he just kind of like forms this little ball, and like you can see almost like inside the ball other little pieces of ooze are like holding things and picking them up and moving around and examining them. It's like, it's a good dagger. Nice.
You, I'll say, as you approach the table, you do feel a prod from another monster. You're, I guess, sense an undead spellcaster who says,
Excuse me, I believe you collected my spell focus. I would like it returned, please.
All like, instead of being kind of like amorphous and moving around, almost like holds solid and solidifies, and just goes, I don't think so.
you see the undead hobbles away, and as it does, one leg of the undead falls off, and you just see him wipe out in the middle of the cafeteria.
A bit of ooze reaches out and grabs it and pulls it in.
Give me that.
And then hands it to Nalik. There you go.
As you are enjoying your lunch, there is a message that speaks out over the speakers in the cafeteria, because fuck it, there are speakers in the BBEG's lair. Of course there are.
Magic mouths.
Thank you. I was gonna say Arcanotech to do a Dimension 20 reference, but we'll go with Magic Mouths. I like that.
They don't use Teams. No, it's Slack.
You hear the droll voice of, and I'm not even gonna change her name, Roz, everyone's go-to for assignments.
All monsters are now to report to the loading bay. The BBEG has orders for all of you. I will ask that
You just hear like the rustling of paper.
gnaw the ever-chewing
Bill.
She said my name.
Good
Mim.
job.
and Bentley, report to the BBEG's office immediately.
And you just hear, like, first excitement as something essentially company-wide is happening, and everyone is supposed to depart. So you see several monsters quickly scarf up whatever bits of flesh that they have left on their plates. You see, you look over the vampires, and there's still like half a bottle left. One of them just grabs and like just full on like ice bucket
Dunks it.
challenge, just dunks it, and you just see this mess of bread. And some of the other ones like fight to get some more of it before they all have to leave. But the moment your names are spoken, all that hubbub stops, and everyone looks at you all.
The
There's
noble
this
woman's
moment of
features kind
tension.
of tighten up.
One of the vampires speaks up. Oh, why do you get an audience with our boss? They're nothing but failures. And the other like vampires start to guffaw, and that kind of spreads through the rest of the cafeteria.
I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on who said that.
Okay. Is it a save?
It is a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
The save DC is 15.
15. Okay. Damn it. Window. Okay. Yeah, that was a 4. As you're sort of hearing the laughter, you peer past the flesh, past the sound, past the vibrating vocal cords making sounds. You look into his mind, and you hear, I wish I could be called to his presence. I've always wanted to experience that. They're so lucky. How could they earn this achievement? I want to go up there myself. And it's just continued brown-nosing of the BBEG in this vampire's mind.
That particular vampire hears in his mind, I wouldn't be too concerned. When I'm done speaking to him, there will be a little bit of shit left on my shoe that you can snarf up.
The vampire's face contorts in horror as somebody had been peering into his mind. And he quickly, like, we should hurry up, and, like, starts getting ready, which then sort of sets everybody else off to preparing. But the time comes. You all, I assume, is there anything offhand, any conversations you wish to have with each other prior to meeting with the big boss? Okay. You all venture through the halls, spotting some familiar turns where you can find your bunks or whatever dwelling you find yourselves in, but then finding that your current call pulls you in a direction none of you have gone before, and that is up. You climb the seemingly endless staircase all the way up, passing by layers of dragons. You're passing by you as you're climbing the stairs, you're seeing like VIP offices, the closest generals to the BBEG, one of which you recognize belonging to the Whispered One, who stands flipping through a book looking to be made of skin and human flesh. As the green eye peeks up, you just see a look of confusion as you continue up. You eventually, after what felt like hours of climbing, come to a impossibly large set of obsidian double doors. And slowly pushing your way inside, you see this ritual sort of throne room sort of chamber. There is a walkway that extends in front of you, revealing a very Darkness from Legend-esque throne spines and tendrils sort of extending up past where the BBEG sit. On each side of this walkway, a lake of fire. In the center, just in front of this throne, is this pool of what looks like green water? Flame? Some sort of mixture of the two, this constant roiling of evil energy in this pool. As you fully step inside and the doors slowly close behind you, you hear the sound of thuds and footsteps approach on the opposite end. And you know he's a-coming. And stepping out from a doorway past the throne is a titanic, fiendish prince with horns extending from multiple spots out of his head. His face, most of the features sort of hidden by darkness except for the two burning fire-like eyes. You see the large fur-covered goat-like legs and the impossibly ripped to upper human-esque torso that extends out.
Who dares enter my... Oh, it's just you guys. Hold on. Just give me a sec.
And this imposing figure slowly shrinks. And shrinks. And shrinks. Until standing before you, if I had to cast him, he would be Giovanni Ribisi. A lanky humanoid figure with two little rock-like horns protruding out of his forehead. Wearing what looks like a cardigan with like a t-shirt underneath, probably with some indie band on it. Just wearing simple clothes. He's got, he reaches behind and pulls out a full coffee mug. Says, "Oh, hey, sorry, wasn't expecting you guys to get up here so fast. Typically it takes guys longer to get up here."
He still has like this fiendish appearance.
Not really. It is literally mostly human, except for the two teeny little horns coming out of his forehead.
What color is his skin? Is it just like human colored, or
yeah,
is it
full
does
on
it
human
have
color.
like no like reddish or purple tint to it?
Nope.
Okay. Never mind then.
He says, "I'm really glad you guys are here. I actually have a special mission for you guys. It's kind of important. You see, offshore, there are islands of the fallen, sort of islands that haven't been seen in a couple centuries, really. Sort of sprouted up, and I gotta go visit the big guy over there. Make sure that everything's on good terms with him. So, but with that in mind, you guys have a very, very important mission. You guys have to take care of," and as he speaks, you hear stomping behind him as a miniature version of him, wearing sort of a baggy hoodie, similar small protrusions, but his skin is not humanoid. His skin very much looks more fiendish. A unfortunate mustard yellow, as this teeny little fiend comes out and says, "Dad, you took my Switch again. Where'd you put it?" Okay, well, it's where I put. It's on your dresser. If I have to go back there and look for it, you're gonna be in trouble. Just here, whatever. And you just see the teeny miniature fiend stomp back in the doorway. "Yeah, I need you guys to take care of him while I'm gone. So,
Where
My
do-
tentacles immediately start salivating.
okay.
Where do you want us to bury the body?
sorry, there was a miscommunication. I need you guys to babysit him. Keep him alive and breathing. While I handle this business, if you guys are okay with that.
So don't eat your kid?
No, don't eat my kid. Because if you eat my kid, then I have to eat you, because that's kind of how it works. And listen, I know gnolls are cool and all. I don't think you're gonna taste real well, and I just kind of would rather avoid murder of employees if at all possible. Jesus Christ.
I'm all right.
Cool. Well, so yeah, if you guys can do this for me, it would be great. Because I gotta get ready to get out of here. He's super easy. He's got his Switch. He's got his little video games or whatever he's got. So should be relatively quick. Should be about a week or so. Cool.
What do you feed it?
Okay, well, his pronouns are he, him, so we're gonna use he when we're referring to my son. He typically goes for, he likes chicken fingers. If you find some human fingers, even better, but he'll settle.
Chickens don't have fingers.
Well, it's like they take some of the chicken meat and they cook up smaller pieces. They refer to them as chicken fingers. We know they don't have chicken fingers. He's also a big fan of if you find some good tiefling hearts, he's a fan of those. I think we're out of those though. But actually, while we're talking about this, he steps up to that pool and he waves his hand, still taking a sip of his coffee. And the roiling, fiendish energy sort of parts and reveals a sky view of the islands. And you see this teeny little arrow sort of point and give GPS directions to get to a central island in the middle of this archipelago. Okay,
We are so high up.
Yeah, you know what? We are. This is the top of the spikes, so this is. Yeah. So it's gonna take me and everybody else to get there in about a day.
Everyone else.
Oh, it's just for security purposes, with the meeting of two heavy hitters, everybody kind of gets together, has a good time, big party sort of thing. It's not exciting at all. It's nothing to worry about, but
I'm gonna try and cast Detect Thoughts on him.
Okay.
Detect Thoughts is something I do at will.
That's fine. I figured you're a Ceramorph. I figured that was
Yeah.
That was a 17. Oh, sorry, that was a natural 20 because he rolls with advantage.
Yeah.
You try to dig in, and the only thing you get is didn't say the magic word. And it just continues to
hate
replay.
this hacker crap.
But you can hear mumbling under his breath the BBEG say, okay, so that leaves about 3 days for the initial slaughter. That leaves about 1 day for ritual sacrifice, and then the final day for a big old party. We come back here, make sure he's pulls up an itinerary, and he is just completely consumed with this as the child, as they are colloquially called. Did I pronounce that right? Sort of stumbles out of that same doorway holding a Switch and is very clearly playing a game and just sort of plops down on the throne, which is entirely too large for this little kid. But he eventually looks up at you guys. Hi.
If you need a switch, I got one. And from out of the ooze is a switch off of a tree.
He looks up from his very clearly enchanted mind-blowing piece of arcane invention and says, "Thanks. I'll add it to my cup and string ball toy. It'll be really nice." He just goes right back.
These days.
Another couple moments go by, and BBEG turns to all of you and says, "Okay, well, I kind of gotta hit the road. So, if you look back there, there's some food in the fridge. If you need to, I'm sure Roz can requisition whatever it is you guys need. I grant," and his voice turns back into the big bellowing Titanic voice, and he says, "I bestow upon all of you rights to whatever needs requisitioned from Roz." And there's a teeny little bit of arcane energy swirling around all of you. Okay, cool. That ought to do that. Bedtime is typically 9. And he sort of glances over, and the child glares up. 30. Like I said, super easy. Nice kid. Just, make sure he eats and sleeps and... Oh, good. Okay.
Of course, my lord.
Cujo,
Yes.
can you repeat what he says in that, like, I grant you the green light to get whatever you need from Roz?
It was, I bestow upon you permissions to requisition anything you need from Roz.
Okay.
Right. Any other questions? Anything else you guys need answered in this moment?
No.
Alright. BBEG says, "Cool. Well, you guys take care. I think there's some pizza rolls back there. Probably good for tonight. He's got a little separation anxiety, so." And you just hear, "No, I don't! I gotta get out of here. But, take care. I'll let you guys know when we're on our way back." And he just turns and pieces out. As he walks, you can see his form enlarges and shifts back into the terrible, gigantic demon prince that everyone knows and recognizes throughout the land. The doors open and then close. And you guys are in his throne room with a kid. What do you guys do?
Hello, little one.
Hey.
What do we call you?
Well, I mean, Dad just calls me the child to other people. You can call me Ben. I have a name. It's just Ben.
Ben's
What do I-
easier.
What do I call you guys?
I haven't landed. I've been floating this entire time. I am above walking.
Literally, because you're floating.
Yes. I float over closer to him and just say into his mind again, Bill.
Okay. All right.
The slurping is real noise.
He reacts and then goes in his pocket, grabs like a tissue and just like puts it where you're slurping. Nice to meet you.
I'll like one of the tentacles just grabs the napkin or whatever he has as another one starts to like wrap around his wrist a little bit.
Okay, and we're done. He puts down the switch and like peels back the tentacle, retrieving his hand. Okay.
The whole time just death staring at its eyes. Like, you are my favorite food. I'm going to eat you one day.
Terrifying. But he'll glance over at the other three.
Mim. And she'll extend, so from like the main ooze, this tendril will extend all the way up to the throne and morph into a horned tiefling holding a lute, who kind of gives it like a fake strum, and then gives like this very elaborate bow as the arm that kind of flourishes out like sinks back down at his shoulder and ends up like at his waist. And he stands up and then just like slops down back into like the main form.
Ben says, "That was horrifying, but nice to meet you." And then looks to the remaining two. And then glances at Nah.
I am not the ever-chewing scourge of the savannah, bleeder of the creek red.
You're really excited. Do you need something to chew on?
Always. Hi, Ben.
Hi, just gonna put in a request to not chew on me, if that's cool.
Your dad, Bebig, said that I wasn't supposed to, so I won't.
Did you just say Bebig?
Well, that's his name, right?
It's Arthur, but he likes that. That's fine. I like Bebeg. That's a good one. And he, peeks behind the throne and, hops on, half onto the arm and, reaches behind it. And you can hear rustling, and glancing behind, you see a cooler filled with treats and all sorts of things. He produces a human arm.
Ben is my friend.
Here you go. This is Nas, my baby sitter. You guys just hear just terrible chewing and sloshing as Na does what he does best.
Close your mouth when you do that. You get used to him, kid. You get used to him. I'm Bentley, by the way. And he says that as he's half climbing onto the throne, leaning over a little. There's a bit of leaning over, looking at him as he's looking in the cooler.
Bentley. Wait a minute. I had a tiefling friend. And were you the one that ate the tiefling kid?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't tend to eat kids. Maybe it was him.
What'd they look like? Did they look a lot like this? Then probably.
You said tiefling kid, about yay tall.
Yeah. It was green-skinned, green eyes. It was my friend Josh. What did you? I saw one of you. I feel like I
Brain
heard
was
something.
like a deep red, little bit of purple in it. Delicious.
Well, that answers that question. He just grabs the switch again and just continues to play. For the sake of time and for brevity, I'll say the next couple of days go as well as you could hope, being cooped up in your boss's office, essentially, watching his kid. There's idle conversation. He seems like a relatively cool kid. Maybe a little spoiled, but he's got a somewhat decent head on his shoulders. A couple days go by. Oh, go ahead.
Cujo.
Yes.
Throughout the course of these few days,
Uh-huh.
I have a few requests.
Sure.
Oh, I had something. Maybe
I require from Roz a cloak of invisibility and a staff of power
Oh, Jesus.
and hold on.
There's the Slytherin husband I know and love.
Yeah.
And I need the flail of Tiamat.
You son of a bitch.
Throw in a Vorpal sword while you're at it.
Yeah.
I need
Oh, Jesus Christ.
a horn of Valhalla and an infiltrator's key.
Mm-hmm.
I need
You get one more.
I also need
You didn't have... You're just literally looking at the most powerful magic items, aren't you? Okay.
well, I only get one more. I've got to whittle it down.
Sure. Yeah.
Sovereign glue.
Okay. You approach Roz, who is a Gorgon, whose snake-like hair is just as nonplussed as the rest of her. She kind of looks down. She's got the sunglasses from Monsters, Inc. because she's a Gorgon. She doesn't want to turn people to stone. So she's got the same, like, flare. Yeah, the eye, the cat's eye sort of flare to the edge of the rims. She's wearing a red robe and constantly looks tired. And she says,
Unfortunately, your request for requisitioning your first few items is denied as they are already checked out. However, I do have a cloak of invisibility, an infiltrator's key, and sovereign glue.
and she just, like, presents them to you in, like, a small, like, laundry basket. But these incredible items are just sitting there.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Bill?
I will need a deck of many things.
The deck of many things, unfortunately, is currently in existence on another plane of existence. Some place called I don't know. I don't read the reports. But some big dumbass in that universe, Gray Dude, I think, currently has them at this current time.
I was told by our boss that I would have anything I needed to take care of his son.
You
These
are
items
correct.
are very important, and we do need them.
And I have presented you what I have available in this current office. Unfortunately, I cannot account for what has already been checked out or currently exists on another plane of existence. If you would like to file a complaint, you may speak with Judy. She is on the 3rd floor. She is a part of our customer service department. She also doubles as our HR assistant. If you would like to speak with my supervisor, unfortunately he is away on mission and will be happy to receive your complaint when he returns.
Well, then I will go speak to Judy right now. Thank you, Roz.
Anytime,
Rod.
thank you.
Hi, Roz.
Hello, Noah, how are you?
I would like a bag of scat holding, please.
I'm sorry, my ears are going, honey. What was that?
One of those pouches that holds lots of things. I'm gonna be in an office for a week.
Understood. I will, hold on.
And you see she turns and like slowly floats back. As you can see, her lower body is a snake body, so she just sort of slithers across the ground. You see her move between shelves, endless shelves, until she finally comes back with a small satchel. It looks a little beat up. Maybe there's a blood stain on it in one or two spots, but it is a functional satchel.
Here you go, honey.
Thank you.
Hey, we never see you at trivia night. Are you ever gonna make an appearance?
I never get any of the answers right.
Well, if it is trivia
Poor
night,
guy.
meaning it's sort of the point of the game, but the point is to have fun, socialize, have a drink.
Okay, I'll be there.
Sounds good. And
But
you see-
not this week. I'm watching Big Junior.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's fine. I kind of figured this week's tough. Everyone's out on mission anyway, so trivia night's probably not gonna happen. But
We're in on mission.
nah, well, hopefully it goes by easily. I hear the kid's a good kid.
No. He's evil.
Oh, good. I was worried.
No, evil.
Oh, evil. I was worried.
Oh, there you go.
I love you.
Thanks, Roz.
Anytime, honey.
Does anybody else need anything from Roz while we're in this moment?
No.
No, we'll look over at Bill. She doesn't have any feet.
I kind of
She's
like.
got no feet.
I kind of like. So my cloak. I've now put the cloak of invisibility on. I put that shit on immediately. And I like
Yeah?
kind of like as nonchalantly as I can. I kind of like pick my curl my toes up and pick my feet up into like my long robe, and I say, neither do I. And I just kind of look down,
Bill is gone.
and then I put the hood up and disappear.
Ma'am. I lost Bill.
Detect thoughts.
Oh, I don't really have any.
Oh, I'm not worried about you.
Oh, okay.
I know it's
Mine are pretty
static.
simple.
I know it's static when I cast it around you, and like one tendril just kind of like palms you in the face and kind of just gently pushes you away.
Are you trying to cast detect thoughts on me?
For surezies. For surezies.
Now, take me.
The 14. Probably not enough.
Fails.
All right, what is Bill thinking in this moment?
Full static electricity from Gnaw. Totally get it.
Yeah.
White noise.
Food.
Can I eat that? Can I eat that? Can I eat that? I've tried to eat that. Can I eat that? Can I eat that? That wasn't good.
Everything is edible if you're
Bill-
brave enough.
Anything is edible once.
Are you friends with my dog or something?
You just hear Bill's inner monologue of trying to ascertain where the strings are that he can start pulling to start manipulating the rest of you
I realized
into making
I-
this job as easy as possible and getting the most out of it.
I
So
realized
far,
why.
I've got 3 legendary items.
I realize the vibe I'm getting here. It's very Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Very
for a
much
second.
Pinky in
I
the
did have the thought of when we were still in the cafeteria to just grab Na's tail as he started to walk off. Because I've got to like grab or apply force to something, otherwise I just float stationary. But I was afraid if I did that, I would probably get eaten.
No, it makes me useful.
A tendril sneaks up and kind of tries to approximate the location of the gnome and just wrap around an ankle and yank.
I'll say, Bill, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
With advantage because I'm invisible.
I'm gonna say normal because she was able to detect your thoughts.
Man, I wish, like, the eat memories really wants to happen with this one.
Oh.
19.
Oh shit,
19.
yep.
It
Yeah.
does not get much better than that. I only get a +2.
Yeah, ma'am, you extend out a tendril and feel something and try to grab and pull, and nothing comes down. Bill, you feel Mim's... Oh, this is going to be a weird sentence. You feel Mim's tentacle start to wrap around your leg and just very quickly retrieve it to prevent yourself from being ripped
Not
to the ground.
not that kind of stream. Not that
No.
kind of stream.
Nope, that's the After Dark stream.
Mhm.
Arcanen, thank you for the gift
I
sub.
mean, it is dark
Hey.
outside right now.
Thank you. I don't know, Nah. He must have went upstairs. Come on. You gotta go watch the kid.
Yanogu teaches that everything goes away in the end.
Guess it was his time.
Bye, Bill.
Bye, Bill.
Oh my Jesus. Every time people leave, Na's convinced that
the
that's...
two of you here in your head. Goodbye, Nah. Goodbye, Mim.
Mim.
You stayed
From, like,
upstairs.
Yeah,
From
we
like
gotta go relieve
1 or
Bentley.
2 feet, from 1 or 2 feet over from where you were trying to grab at him, you just hear his characteristic slurping.
God. Ugh. It's like somebody chewing with their mouth open right here, and it's like, go away.
We should go make sure Ben has not eaten Bentley. No, Bentley has not eaten Ben.
The risk we take leaving the ooze. Come on.
You can say that. I'm not allowed.
Yes, I can.
Bentley, you are where are you in relation to Ben? As it's the same room.
Bentley is like, if Ben's like playing with a switch or like is distracted, Bentley is like going to a doorway and is trying to see if he can like go through the keyhole. He's curious what's on the other side.
That was the other thing I was gonna do. Let me have the same thoughts.
With oozes, you can slip through door frames and stuff like that, right? Okay.
Ooze can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch without squeezing.
Aw, thank you, GM. We love you. The card free.
Oh, is GM was GM on the stream?
Yeah, GM stopped by. Y'all are awesome. Can't stay because sleep needed, but huge congrats on all the money raised. Aw,
Hey.
I'll see you on Discord
Yeah.
tomorrow morning.
we love you.
I'll see you.
Thank you for stopping by.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it's always nice when we see old friends return. It's awesome. This GM's awesome. So, you, Bentley, push some of your... Okay, again, weird sentence. You push some of your ooze through the keyhole. Nobody take that out of context.
Clipping that.
God damn it. Never gonna get away from that. And you can see on the other side the equivalent of a modern day apartment. You see a strange arcane contraption that's a box up on a shelf up against the wall. You see seating arrangements that look rather nice and comfortable. Nothing flashy, nothing over the top by any means. It's just nice, clean, well kept, kind of small, considering that this is the Lord of Darkness's lair that you are essentially peeking into. Nothing particularly fancy. You do see some like loose parchments and papers. You see like an inkwell. It looked like he was in the middle of writing something. You see a couple other pieces of small arcane technology similar to the Switch that are just sort of laying about the house. But is there something you'd like to investigate further? see
No,
that
he's just
smirk.
over the course of like all the days they're there, he's just like peeking at things. Just like if there's another doorway that leads to the kids' room, he wants to peek over there. Like anything that he can just kind of like slide under. Like at some point he's gonna probably like slide under the door and be like, anything underneath here?
Sure.
He's just curious.
Gotcha.
Changing
I'm
the
like you.
I'll give you that. I'll let you know because you have a couple days to do this. So I'll say you do eventually get a view of the entire dwelling. Ben does not give a shit, so whatever. You do peek into Ben's room and can see it's like the room of a typical young teenager. You see several outfits that are. Damn it, Jonathan's in the chat. You see
Well, there goes
several
the neighborhood.
pieces of clothing that are sort of strewn about the floor. You can see portraits on the wall depicting different, what looks like minstrel groups, but their dress is a little bit more dark and broody, similar to the aesthetic of everything around you. Nothing really eye-catching in that regard. As you peek into the BBEG's room, you can see that it is surprisingly disheveled. He doesn't really clean up after himself, similar to his son's room. It looks a little sad. That's the vibe that you kind of get from peeking in. You see it is a single bed. And there's not a whole lot else in his in the big bad evil guy's bedroom. So that's what you gain. Through
He
curiosity.
retreats from Ben's room. And goes, "What the hell are the Ink Street boys? Oh, kids, I don't understand." And he just like moves on across the room.
Fucking teenagers.
Oh my god. Mim, you said you wanted to do something, right?
That was exactly what I was gonna do, so I'm good.
All right, sounds good.
I figure we discuss later what you found.
I will say, towards the end of this particular day, it is gone into the evening. You guys are all congregating. I'll say one of you guys whipped up a bag of pizza rolls and is enjoying that food as best as you can. Monsters have better digestive systems than the rest of us, so it's fine.
Throwing one for not a catch. Like just tossing them.
Ben will get in on that.
I made a special request for Cambion brains. So that is what I will be having for dinner. And while Mem is throwing pizza rolls to gnaw, I will take one of those brains because it is far larger, and I will throw one of those unexpectedly.
I'll say just for fun, before you get the brains, there's a knock at the door as your delivery has arrived, and opening the door, you see this like acne-covered like teenage tiefling, classic red skin, red eyes, trying to grow facial hair, but it's still patchy and doesn't look good. He's unfortunately got the porn stash coming in a little bit. It's just peach fuzz. He's got hair swooped off to one side, like peering between his horns. I've order for Cambion brains. For one, you see he pulls out parchment. Bill, no last name.
I cast Dominate Monster on him.
Bill's not here. Bill's gone.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Bill has left us.
I'll sign for it. Bill's not here.
That is a 12 for the wisdom saving.
12. That is insufficient.
I gathered.
For the sake of brevity, I eat his brain too.
Okay, cool. Just for fun, for a comedic sense, the camera pans to the hallway just outside, and you just see like the kid get all like zombified and then just disappear inside.
The first command I give is, please come in.
He just like awkwardly waddles through the doors as it closes behind.
And Nah, you are the first one to hear in your mind, dinner's here.
Oh, God.
Has Bill ever reappeared or no?
No.
Okay.
Just perpetually invisible.
What a
Cloak of
menace.
Invisibility, it's a legendary item. Pulling the hood up or taking the hood down is an action, and the trigger for invisibility or visibility.
Jesus.
So as long as I keep the hood up, I'm permanently invisible.
Well, while you are enjoying your brains and pizza rolls, the pool of arcane energy sparks. Some of the energy rises and then falls, and then rises again, and then falls. And Ben goes, huh. And just sort of
That's it?
gets it.
Ma'am,
Toast.
Bentley, the floor is boiling.
Does
It
it do
doesn't-
that?
No. He sort of approaches.
Don't get.
It's fine.
Famous last words.
He like gingerly puts his hand out like I have fiendish resistance. The fire won't hurt me as much, but still. And as Ben does, the energy parts. And instead of the sky view of the archipelago, it is zoomed in to what looks to be a gathering. It looks like almost not quite a battle line, but just ranks and ranks of monsters on either side. One side, it is the compatriots. That's too strong. Acquaintances, work acquaintances that you have known and interacted with in the past. And on the other side is what looks to be a sea of skeletal humanoids of various sizes and shapes, each wearing what looks like pirate clothing. And in the center of this meeting, you see a somewhat smaller version of the BBEG speaking with a larger skeleton that looks to be completely clad in some sort of leather armor with a ship's helm wrapped around its skull. It has this glowing blue anchor in its hand, and as the conversation continues, you see this skeleton extend a hand, and as it does, shards of skeletal bone erupt like a cloud, like a storm cloud, burrowing forth from this form and completely covering the BBEG that spreads to his generals, which spreads to everybody past him, as it looks like this storm of bone shards begins tearing through the co-workers and your boss As this happens, the BBEG tries to go full form, but instead finds himself start to shrink and shrink until he appears as he did before you all, the Giovanni Ribisi-like form, who sort of glances up at the skeleton with a fearful look in his eye as some of the other skeletons step forward to take him into what looks to be a cave, a possible mine shaft of some kind, as the storm of bone shards continues to riddle your side of things. Ben, understandably, looks rather upset. But they're taking my dad. That's not okay.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. What do we do?
Update your resume, kid.
I don't have one of those. I don't know what that is.
I mean, what can we do? We're all the way here. Isn't that like days travel?
Normally. And you see he says that and then says like, oops.
Is the image of the pool still showing what's happening down there?
At this point, the camera has started to zoom out, but the image is slowly starting to fade, but you can still see what's going on for the moment.
Naw takes, because he's a simple creature, Naw takes out his bow and starts firing arrows at the bad guys in the image.
You fire arrows, which causes these splash-like reactions out of this pool of fiendish energy
Like, I got you, boss.
that hastens the image slowly disappearing until you see several arrows just buried into the fire that slowly start to sink in and catch fire.
Block me.
Technically, Dad has a teleporter thing that he uses in certain meetings and things. Technically, we could use that.
What do you
We
mean,
have-
we? Are you coming
We-
with us?
Well, he's my dad. I can't just leave him there.
How do I dial Roz on this thing?
You just like slam the sides of this pool as you say Roz, and slowly appearing in the pool is Roz's face.
You called?
Ben, Bebig Jr. requires, it's the thing that's, it looks like a crawdad, but it's metal and it's big.
Are you referring to a boat?
No, it's got claws and feet.
An apparatus of Qualish.
Thank you, Yanogu. One of those.
I do believe that our master does possess one in his personal effects, but I'm sure I can whip something up here. Give me some time. I'll see if I can send it up.
It'll need an extra small chair for Ben.
I can do this. Hey!
I almost said Roz.
There's just
Secrets
multiple-
unlocked.
Shut up,
Roz is
Cloud.
It's a
mobile.
simulacrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just multiple.
Roz
there.
Prime. We got a modification job. And the image starts to fade as Roz seemingly starts to work on that.
Do you
The
still
giant
need a
net-
booster seat, kid? Are you tall enough? And then he like stands, he like gets a little taller as if he's measuring him. He's like,
I'm 13. I'm pretty sure I don't need a booster seat.
they change the laws every year. I don't know.
Well,
And your dad said
Also,
we have
your
to make
age
sure you don't
means
die.
nothing.
I don't want to get in trouble if you die.
Well,
I
I'm
got
not
time for
gonna
that.
die. 'Cause you guys are here. That's how this works, right?
That's why you're getting the big metal crawdad.
Okay. I can't. You guys can protect me too, though, right?
Sure.
You plan on dying immediately and being eaten?
No, no.
You'll be fine.
Okay. And you see he's starting to kind of understand why you were all selected. It's like, okay, let me go and get, I think I've got some equipment. Give me a second. And he rushes back into the apartment, as it were, and emerges with like a simple sword and like a flintlock pistol. It'll be fine. I know how to use these. Kind of.
Yeah, how do you use that?
You you put some of the black stuff in the thing, and then you pull this, and he sort of points at the hammer. You pull it back, and then you pull the little piece of metal-y thing, that. And he just
Yeah,
points
you're
at
not
the trigger.
coming.
Well, no, I have to. No, you know what? I outrank you all.
A tendril pops up and turns into a towering half-orc barbarian woman. And just kind of like towers over him, like hands on her hips. This big-ass sword kind of like morphed out of her body, off her back. You are
And
staying here.
as that as that happens, Bill just says, "Is that so?"
In response to the large half-orc barbarian, having spent a couple of days with you, he takes the sheathed sword and just presses into the forehead and watches as an indent just pierces into the face, and the force is enough to cause the head to just start bending backwards. I know where the kill spots are. There, and just starts poking through more holes into your...
Would you? And like just drops it and kind of splooshes a little.
Besides, if you don't, I'm gonna tell my dad, and he's not gonna be happy with you.
That we didn't bring you into imminent danger?
Well, you're supposed to be babysitting me, and if you all leave, then who's babysitting me?
Roz.
Roz.
Roz is doing requisitioning. She can't possibly do her job and be up here at the
For
same time.
who? We're the only ones here.
Exactly.
Naw takes a dramatic step to stand next to Ben and folds his arms. A pup has to be able to defend itself.
See?
And can't
Otherwise,
defend yourself.
Otherwise, the pup is eaten by the parents.
Okay, I don't think that's the
Promise?
plan, but
Bill.
Or Bill. Fine. But you are responsible for him, nah?
That's why I'm getting him the crawfish.
Fine. It comes with.
thank you.
You're gonna get to learn how to drive a big metal shell thing.
All right, what is this thing that you guys specifically quoted?
The apparatus of Qualish.
Yeah.
It's basically a walking submarine that has siege arms.
Yeah.
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 It's one of the dumbest magic items that D&D has ever created, in my opinion. But it'll work to hold a 13-year-old at safe.
Yeah.
Safe.
It's a legendary item. I'm pretty sure it's a legend.
I don't even know what it is. It's a goofy thing that I think I've ever seen used once.
My book is.
Yeah, it is. It is an apparatus of Qualish, otherwise known as an apparatus of the crab.
Okay, I got it here. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. Sweet. Few minutes go by, and you can hear the sounds of metal clanging in the hallway outside the throne room. The doors are slowly pushed open as a large crab-like metal apparatus approaches. The little, there's a circular sort of panel at the top that lifts, and Roz slowly climbs out.
Ugh. They never request this thing anymore. Typically, everybody is all, I gotta be the one to do the thing, so.
And she eventually climbs down.
I have a panini I gotta get back to. Have fun with this.
She just turns and slithers back out to the hallway. Ben says, okay, let me get the thing, and I'll be in the car seat while you guys do your thing. And he rushes back and comes back with a roughly hewn emerald that seems to pulse with similar energy that envelops that pool. Okay. Everybody stay in a circle, and he like approaches the crab. Okay. I think I remember how it went. And he starts speaking infernal, and as he does, his voice multiplies, and one of the voices gets lower, another one gets higher as the incantation is spoken. And as he speaks, the world around you slowly starts to ripple, almost like you're looking into the surface of a pond. But that ripple becomes a raging wave, and the shapes and the surroundings start to compile in on each other. Everything around you slowly becomes this mess of gray and black and shadow, until slowly this sensation slows. And you're starting to see around you is, instead of being in the throne room of the BBEG, instead, you're on a shore. There are dark clouds that hang above you. The shoreline extends out for several miles to your right and left as you stare out into the open sea. You can hear the sounds of turmoil and the shouts of pain and combat in the distance. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Rhodes, is everything okay?
It's just Ash.
Hi, Ash.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Keep going. I hear you. Keep
Oh,
talking.
okay.
Keep talking.
All right, cool. All right. I'll switch to the sunset, actually. You guys can, I'll give it to you is just as a passive. You can hear the small murmurs of conversation not too far from your location. What do you guys do?
Detect thoughts.
Detect thoughts? Nah, what are you doing?
I'm making sure that Ben gets fully situated in his little protective shell.
Okay. Ben just starts climbing up and is having a little bit of a struggle. You just kind of help him.
Yep.
Okay, but can I when can I come out to help?
Oh, you'll be able to help from inside. I'll kind of flick the giant claws on the side.
You hear the sound of metal. Oh, okay, I think I know how this thing works. It's nothing complicated, right? And he crawls in, and you see the panel close down on top, and then you watch as this crab-like structure shuffles back and forth, and you hear echoing from inside, like somebody inside an aluminum can. Okay, this is a little bit rough. This is a little difficult, but I think I can manage. You're just hearing clank, 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 clank as this giant metallic crab-like creature is just shuffling back and forth before eventually coming to a stop.
Yay.
All right. I take it you guys just venture inward. Are you trying to
Yeah.
move stealthily, or are you use? Bill is gonna do detect thoughts, right?
Yeah, I can only peer into the mind of a creature within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
But I am invisible and I float a few inches above the ground.
Okay.
So I will, I mean, I can still roll stealth.
Go ahead and roll
if you
stealth
want
with
me to.
advantage. Let me know what you get.
I want to ride the apparatus because I'm slower than everybody because I only have 20 feet speed.
Oh,
so
yeah,
I
you
basically
do.
just want to sit on it as an ooze and ride it.
Sounds good. The sounds of Ben inside going, okay, this is fine. This is okay, as he's trying to understand the controls, sort of get absorbed into Bentley as Bentley is just enveloped sort of the top of this apparatus. I love this.
I'm helping with the stealth because I'm keeping the noise down.
There you go.
Soundproofing.
There you go.
Oh.
Bill, what'd you get?
I get a 15.
15. You slowly float further in towards the source of the sound of conversation. And as you move sort of behind a small outcropping, you spot about 5 skeletons, each wearing similar sort of pirate-like clothing, a brigandine coat. You can spot several flintlock firearms. You see some cutlasses. They are all crowded around a small broken crate, as they are playing dice. And you hear like, that you owe me 3 shillings for that one. Like they're arguing back and forth over the recent roll. Casting detect thoughts. No. You gather from one of them that a couple things. They haven't been to the surface in so long. The air feels weird up here. The big bad evil guy turns out wasn't much of a problem. And it'll be nice to move to the mainland soon. Those are the 4 basic main thoughts you pick up.
Okay.
I will say, one of these skeletons, a lot of them still do have bits of, like, molded, rotted flesh and some pieces of what they once were. One of them does have the horns of a tiefling.
Okay, they're skeletons. I don't care about that anymore. I care about that to the extent that fiendish brains are spicy, and I like spicy food.
Awesome.
I will relay this information back to the group. Say that there's 3 skeletons. They've been underground or somewhere for a very long time, and they're planning an invasion of the mainland.
Oh. Well, that's not good. No, do you think you could just eat them?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. We can. I mean, but it's easier if they're not moving. We smash them first.
Okay.
We can certainly do that. We have to find out where Big Bad Evil Guy was taken, though.
What's the plan?
Is there a...
You said
Sorry,
how many are there?
I-
3?
There's only 3 of them.
Does it look like there's like a trail of where like a body was dragged away or anything like that?
Looking at your location, As you sort of turn and start climbing up the small hill to overlook the rest of the islands, you actually see you're about an island off from where the main hubbub was. Ben was good enough to get you close, but not exactly where it needed to go. So you guys have a little bit more to travel. You can spot a surprisingly large ship that is not hovering, that is floating, seemingly attached by some strange apparatus to the island where you did see the BBEG get captured and taken in. But you can see the storm of bones that is currently enveloping the forces of your boss. It is mammoth in size and covers the entirety of the army.
We should eat these guys and then move on. We probably need to go that way.
Can anybody sail a boat?
Don't need to. I don't need to.
Ben says, I know how to, well, kind of. That's sort of a thing I've been reading up on. I don't know if I'm the most reliable source of that, though.
I'm sure you got
Perhaps-
this, kid.
Maybe we can get one of them to take us.
There you go.
All right. Are you guys
Looking
approaching?
at them- Which one looks like the most like decorated of the three?
The tiefling, definitely. Just
Okay.
something about his accoutrement just screams higher up in the pecking order.
It just screams more important than the other two.
True story.
All right.
All right. Give me a moment. I will do a thing here. Gotta get this here ready. I'll say there, there, and there. Do this and this. We're going to put people there. Are you guys approaching stealthily, or are you just sort of charging ahead?
I'm already within 30 feet, right?
Okay. Yes, at this point you are, because you have the telepathic communication. The rest of you guys are about 75, 80 feet off. And with the sound of the shore and everything, you're confident they can't hear you being this far away. But it's up to you what you guys want to do.
Pedro, I have a question.
I have
Mechanical
an answer.
question. So Oblex have that impersonation. Basically, they can extend a strand of slime up to 120 feet away. And it says it's an extension, meaning that I occupy both my space and the simulacrum space.
Okay.
Can I attack from that space? Like, can I continue to do things from that space?
I'll say yeah.
See-
I don't see any reason why not. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Then when we get close enough, I will send out that tendril.
Okay.
So
Are you
said
guys?
you could go 100, 120
120 feet. But I still want to be a little closer,
Sure.
but not like my whole self.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Are we? I just want to double check. Are we stealthing in, or are you guys just sort of coming around the corner?
Guess we could try.
Well, I don't think the apparatus of Quellish
Yeah.
can stealth.
I would assume not.
Pretty clankety clank.
It is a little clankety.
I mean,
will
if we
say.
want to try, Bentley can try to like stretch himself around it as much as possible to like muffle the noise.
You're like slime socks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slime sucks.
You know what? That is hilarious, and it makes sense. So I will say, the stealth is not going to be a great modifier, but at least it'll be with advantage.
There we go.
Cujo, I'm going to prepare an action. If these skeletons become alerted to our presence, before we are ready to strike, I'm just gonna mind blast them.
Okay. Sounds good. So then, Bentley, give me a stealth check. I'll say you're on the thing.
Yeah, or am I performing the help action?
You're
to
performing. Okay.
Kid?
Then that works. That works. Okay. Mim, go ahead and give me a stealth. And then Nah, give me a stealth as well.
18.
Not bad.
Decidedly less. Apparently, with my big fat 4,
Tracks.
would like everyone starts to like creep and start to move, and Naw's like, "For Billy!" and then starts running headlong at one of the skeletons
Okay. Just for fun, let's see what Ben got.
to explain my big fat 4.
Ben got a 17.
Hey.
Not bad. All
Slime
right.
socks for a win.
I mean, after the big knoll just screaming and sprinting, anything is pretty stealthy behind that.
That's true. All right.
It's called.
So-
Yeah. That was what I meant to do. I was a distraction. Yeah,
There you go.
that's how that works.
We are gonna do this. There we go. Okay. I'm going to activate our battle map. Doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Activate instant kill. Sorry, every time I hear activate, my brain fills that in. Sorry.
Sure, it all looks good. Awesome. Okay, cool. Chat box. Gonna have to make that go away at least for now. Sorry, guys. All right. So, can everybody see the map, their place, all that stuff?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Hold on, let me try and refresh.
Rose.
Oh yeah, I might just need to refresh.
I'm here. I'm moving.
Hey,
Oh, good.
now I see it.
All right, cool. All right, so
I've made it worse.
Nah.
I mean,
Wait,
I made
no,
it.
I made it better.
All right, Nah had run forward, decidedly unstealthy like. So we are going to
Bentley, you're gross. That's gross.
You can blame Cujo. He did that.
So
Yeah, I had a lot of
gross.
fun finding these minis, by the way. Thanks, Hero Forge. All right. So, if everybody will roll initiative for me, essentially-
Cujo, were the skeletons alerted to our presence?
yes, yeah.
Then I need
Yes.
I need all 3 of them to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
And it's Dex you add.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
Boy. That's 2 10s and a 5 on the dice. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so that is 2 9s and a 4.
Okay. All 3 of them are stunned for a minute.
Okay. Well,
They
shit.
also take. They all also take 24 psychic damage.
Okay. Pardon me while I mark all of that down. Okay. They are still up. But definitely, as the blast goes off, they almost react physically. As they just instinctively pull back and clutch their minds, and every one of them screams in pain. They are remaining like this for the moment. I will say, with that prepared action, Nah, as you were sprinting forward, I'll say you were going to get a surprise round to attack one of the skeletons and do your Nah-like thing.
Well, I get my flail of clarity and flail of confusion
If they're stunned, you have advantage too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Advantage. All right. Well, that's not going to do a damn thing, but advantage will help. What is my bonus to hit? +7. That's a 17 with the clarity.
17 will hit.
All right, and confusion. 11. That's hot garbage.
11, unfortunately, will not hit.
So the clarity does 9 bludgeoning damage and 3 necrotic damage, and they have to make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Okay. Jesus. My dice are not on my side with this one shot at all.
It's fantastic.
I rolled an 8, so that's a 7.
His eye sockets light up with the clarity of Yanogu, and he is charmed for 1 round. He may not attack me or target me with harmful abilities or magical effects. And so next round, I'm going to make friends.
Okay. I will say in the moment before the full enchantment takes effect, as he's clobbered, goes, oh my god! And then his sockets light up like a pair of headlights. He goes, what's going on? I don't understand. Hi, friend. And with that, we're gonna go into full initiative order. So, let me know what you guys get for your initiative, please.
17.
So, 17. Okay. Nah, what did you get?
I put it in the chat. It is a 12.
12. Got it. Thank you.
Although when I did that, the thing zoomed in on me. That was weird.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever actually used the chat.
Bentley, what did you get?
5.
5.
Nice.
And Bill,
21.
21.
And
Right.
Jesus. Well.
All right, we are starting combat nice and proper. Bill, it is your actual turn.
Okay. I am going to roll to recharge my Mind Blast ability.
Go for it.
And I recharge my Mind Blast ability
There you go.
with a
Mind
6.
Blast recharged.
And I am going to... I am going to fire my laser pistol at this guy.
Oh,
This guy
the
on the end.
laser pistol, right?
Oh yeah, I said it was like a hand crossbow
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
Okay.
To make it more on brand.
Sure. Okay. I was like, is this Starfinder? We're playing Starfinder
I
now?
was, I was confused too. I was like,
Ceramorphs get a it is in
Laser
their stat
pistol.
bod.
Yeah.
It is a laser pistol.
It's like the last thing they
Yeah, about
created before they
aliens.
became
Yes.
that.
Well, he's a gnome. Gnomes are inventive. I like to think he was an artificer in a past form.
Of
I shy
course.
away from big sweeping statements about fantasy races like that, Dustin. It's 2022.
I mean, it can be whatever time you want it to
Yay! I got a disappointed face from Brian. I feel so happy.
I had to take out one of my fangs so I could close my teeth.
Aw.
I'll put it back in, and it's just I had to take it. My jaw started to hurt.
Yeah, I get it.
be.
You know,
That
I
is
think
a
it kind of fits not to only have one fang.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a 15 to hit.
A 15 unfortunately will not hit. Did you roll advantage because they're stunned?
Oh, he's not. Yeah, he's stunned. So that is actually a 19.
That will hit. And which one are you targeting?
The one over here.
Okay, cool.
Seven damage.
Okay. The hand crossbow fires off and embeds itself in a little a little bit of the dead flesh that's covering some of its chest, its rib cage still exposed, but the crossbow embeds, and you see it react as though it had been shot by a gun. Well done. The pirates. Now, just clarifying, they are stunned until. Do they make saves to?
They are stunned for 1 minute. At the end of their turn, they can re-roll their save.
Okay, it's intelligence, yeah.
It is intelligence DC 15.
Okay, that is a 13. So that guy is still stunned, still racked with pain from your Ceramorph Mind Blast. It is this one's turn, the one you shot with the crossbow. That is a 17. So he is at the end of his turn.
Yeah,
going
so
to
that's
recover.
his turn, but he is no
Yep.
longer stunned.
Correct. We come to Mim.
Okay.
Mimsy.
Yeah, we'll try it. Let's ask for everybody, all three of them, to do a wisdom saving throw as she casts Charm Person.
I'm getting the feeling with this group I'm going to have to do a lot, like, group saves. I'm just going to keep that in mind.
Well, they're all monster stat blocks. We're supposed to be going. There's only supposed to be one of us, and we're supposed to be fighting a group of adventurers.
As I have a dice tower, and I missed. One of the d20s missed. I made fun of Dustin one time for that. I just
Good
feel
job.
karma right now.
Oh, my problem right now is that my dice tower and my dice tower doesn't have a tray, and my dice tray is a big beholder.
Yeah, I love that.
So I literally am dropping dice through the tower, and they're bouncing off the beholder's teeth and going flying off my desk. That's why I keep looking around, because I had one that bounced off my desk and rolled behind me onto the floor.
All right, so
Extra problems.
2 of them got a 16. I'm going to say that that's this guy and this guy. This one got a 6.
Awesome. The first two succeed.
Mhm.
The last one fails, so he's charmed by me.
Okay. Oh, well, this party is becoming more and more dangerous than I thought. You guys with your charm effects and shit. We'll do that. Oh, hey. Look at that.
Yeah, because it can be all three of them.
Do you have? Is that just like a range that you can?
Yeah. So it's the spell Charm Person. I get to cast just like 3 times a day. Like I get 3 spells.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's it's just gonna be that one guy because I cast it at 5th level.
Okay.
automatically.
You cast the spell, and the one who's still reeling from the crossbow bolt in his chest, looking for the source of where it came from, looks in your direction. It goes for a pistol and then stops and goes, "Hi there." That's
Got one. And he's like that for an hour unless somebody hurts him.
Sounds good. Anything else on your turn, or are you good?
No, I'm gonna hang back here.
Okay. Nah, we return to you.
So the one that is currently still lit up with the light of Yanogu in his eyes, I will grab him by the shoulder bones and shake him, and basically not as an attack, but basically be like, "You and your friends, you're gonna take us on a boat."
As you shake him, you just hear the rattling of his skeleton, just bones. Yeah, we'll do that right away for you.
Yeah, that's my turn. I don't want to break the charm, and if I start swinging my flail, it will. So
You know what? Do me a favor. Make me a persuasion check with advantage, just for fun, for funsies.
So what you're saying is I got to roll 2d20 and just tell you what happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
16. That's not bad.
16. Okay, that's solid. It takes him a moment to basically mutter something about the captain may not be approving, but you guys are awesome. So yeah, we'll totally take a boat and go over there. Not a problem. All right. It is this one's turn. He's going to spend his turn trying to recover. And that is a 19, so down to 18, so he will recover as well. So he is the only one that is not currently charmed. We come to Bentley.
Having heard Mim yell, "I got one," he's going to just. Oh wait, I can only move 20 feet.
I hate it. So
I'll
much.
say as an additional little compromise for you.
I mean, the 20. That's fine.
Well, you are on the apparatus, so I will say that you can move up to 30 feet. You are just essentially feeding Ben directions to tell him where to go.
Yes, I tell Ben like, "Hey, move up a little bit. I'm just gonna get just a little closer," and I'm going to prepare an action to do my pseudopod attack if one of them like breaks out of their charm and attacks first, because he doesn't know which of them they've said are charmed. He doesn't quite know, so he's just gonna prepare and wait.
Okay. I will say, just as for additional fun and flavor, because Ben is learning how to pilot this, go a little off course.
Excellent.
Did you hear? No, 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 no.
Not into the water. I don't do well in
Wait,
water.
that's where the water is? And then you just hear this large lever be pulled, and then everything just stops moving.
Emergency brake. Good.
Okay, I was really hoping that was what it was. Cool. All right. We're back up to the top of the initiative with Bill. I'll say, Bill, given that you were the one to release the Mind Blast, let's say you have sort of a general feel for, like, vibes and thoughts going through the area. Maybe not specifics, but you can tell which one has recovered from your Mind Blast.
Okay. And that would be this one.
Yes.
Is the only one not currently stunned and charmed.
Correct, yes.
Okay. Then I am going to... Yeah, I'm going to try and attack him with my laser. Again.
Laser.
My laser beam.
Son of a bitch! That is a 19 on the die.
That... Oh no, you hit.
It bounced out of the tray again, but it stayed on the desk this time.
Okay. That's good. Yes, you hit. Give me damage.
Although it still ended up behind the tower somehow.
I think you need to rearrange, but okay.
I feel like we have the technology. We can either order you a better bed for the dice to roll in, or talk to somebody who, I don't know, has a 3D printer.
I don't know. You also
I am not
could
replacing this dice tray, Cujo.
you could get an awesome, fantastic Zordon dice tower.
I want it so bad. I don't need it, but
Those
I want
are
it.
super cool.
It does exist. You might be able to use one of those. I've heard they're really cool.
I want it so bad.
Plug,
It's
plug,
so
plug.
awesome. So ridiculous.
that was the tray I'm rolling into. This is my dice tower. It is Darren's instant fortress. That was
Yours is made of shiny wood.
11 points of damage, Cujo. by the way.
11? Okay. Yeah, I've had this one for years. It's nice and pretty. It's not fancy like Dustin's or like Zordon. Oh, I'm so jealous.
But it travels well, so you
It
can
does
use
travel
it when we're at each other's houses.
Exactly.
True
Yeah, my setup over here doesn't really travel well.
All right. It is the pirate with the clarity of, I believe it was Yanogu. He turns to his compatriots and says,
No, we need to take them in a boat and get them across the water. They can go talk to the captain.
and the one who's charmed by Mim says, yeah, whatever they want, that sounds good. And the last one's like,
What the fuck is wrong with you two?
as he's just visibly in awe of what they're saying right now. I'm gonna say that is both of their turns. And you know what? In fact, this one that Mim charmed is gonna start moving to prepare the boat.
Love it.
Yeah, peace out.
Yeah, he's like the one that's still sane is like, what? No, what is? I don't understand. What? And in that confusion, Mim, it is your turn.
Wonderful. Mim's going to extend a tendril up to him and into like the space right in front of him, like here-ish.
Okay.
And then, so the one that is not charmed, that is questioning all of this,
Mhm.
and she chucks a couple pseudopods in his face.
All right, go ahead, make some attack rolls.
First attack is probably not going to hit with a 13,
Unfortunately, no.
and even worse, she misses. She's not great at it, guys.
You fire off the pseudopods, and they collide with the ground near him. He goes, you see they're attacking us! And the other two are like, no, it's just that it's fine. It's because you're not helping. That's essentially how that interaction goes.
Because
Nah.
you're not helping.
Yeah. Dude, pull your weight.
Yeah. He said you're not helping. And then there will be. I forgot to bite, but that's okay because I needed to charm that last guy. So yeah, it'll be a couple of flails and a chomp.
Okay.
Flail of clarity. 22.
A 22 will hit.
Flail of confusion.
Oh, good.
17.
He's already confused. 17 will hit, yes.
And a bite.
All right.
That's my bite bonus. Oh, it's the same though. 17 again.
17 will hit. All three hits.
Okay. So we'll do this in order. We got 12 bludgeoning and 1 necrotic from the Flail of Clarity. That is a DC 14 Wisdom save to be charmed.
Okay. You said it was 12 bludgeoning and 1 piercing?
1 necrotic.
1 necro. Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
it's something.
It's adorable. That one little point.
It's
What's that one little guy over there? Don't worry about that little guy.
It's the offhand attack for a rogue after they get insane sneak attack damage. Then they're like,
Take 3.
wisdom save. That is a 4.
Okay, so he will be charmed. The confusion, Flail of Confusion will do 7 bludgeoning and 7 necrotic.
Nice.
Wow.
And then he makes another DC 14 Wisdom save or be confused next round.
I will tell you this. As you
Or
hit,
he just broke apart.
oh yeah, you hit with that second attack and he blows apart. I'll say, screw it. Why not? That's a DC. What was the DC? Just curious.
14.
14. He got a 13.
So he would have been confused. And then I bite on the bits. So
Sounds
crunch,
good.
crunch, 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 crunch.
The skeleton blows apart. I'll say that even though the skeleton is completely destroyed, it's still alive technically, so the skull is still going through bouts of confusion.
What? I don't understand. We came here to conquer the mainland. Why am I here? Why is everyone here? What is here?
He just goes into like a horrible spiral of
It's so
existential dread.
priceless.
So basically I have a disembodied animated skull.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you've seen what the Flail of Clarity and Confusion look like, they're 2 spiky skulls tied to a stick.
Love it.
On the way to the boat, I'm gonna get to tie a third one to my stick.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Cujo gets to continue his trend of stuff that talks.
Come now. There was only 3 things that talk in your campaign.
3 things make a trend, Cujo.
I will say I like that. I will say just mark this down somewhere. The next 3 attacks you land with either one you attach the skull to, add an additional +2 damage. After the 3rd attack, the skull is going to shatter. Because it is just a regular skull. It is not metal. It is not meant for a flail.
No problem.
But yeah, I like that. Well, sweet. That effectively ends combat. So, the remaining 2 skeletons turn and say, "Hey, he was kind of an asshole anyway. It's fine." And they prepare a small sailboat fit for up to like 12 people. They immediately start preparing it and say, "Oh, well, if you're ready to go, we can set sail right away. Just about 20 minutes, half an hour, get across the water. You want to talk to the captain, right?"
Big guy, anchor for a face or something.
Yep, that'll be the captain. He's super nice, really into Liar's Dice. Real great dice game.
And they welcome you aboard their sailboat. As the boat continues, Ben says, "I'm gonna put this out there. You guys are really good. I mean evil."
Aw. Thanks, Ben.
Shut up. Just don't get all gushy. I'm just saying. That was really cool.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Stop.
Stop it. The boat continues to sail.
I only wish Bill was here to see it.
You hear in your head, we all wish that.
Amazing.
Instantly, like, a part of Ooze like goes over to Mem and whispers in her ear, Should we explain it to him?"
I don't think he'd get it.
Okay, that's fair. He like slurps back to the apparatus.
Slurps.
Every once in a while, you do still hear like Bill's like slurping tentacle noises.
There's a lot of like noises happening.
It's almost like he's still with us.
We're a very gross group.
We are very gross.
I love you guys so much.
Like 2 ooze-like people, the slurping of tentacles, and then just like drooling and gnawing and chewing. Very moist.
It is.
Why did you have to end with that?
I love it.
Oh,
I mean, it is the best word for it.
not happy. So, as you guys continue across the water, one of the skeletons says,
You know, it might be easier, actually. There is a sort of inner shoreline. That's where the crystal is. It's where I think the captain's gonna be with the big guy, as he's called. I think that's where they're gonna start the ritual. So, if you want, we could just go right there.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great
Alright.
idea.
Right. Did you get the itinerary? I do have mine here.
No, I'm immune to that.
I'll hold out a hand.
the skeleton, even though it is still charmed and wants to be nice, is just gonna wordlessly give this packet of paper to Mim, while still looking in Naw's direction.
I thought I got that once, but it was just mange.
Right, but mange is the worst.
He just like says that as like a conversation ender and then just turns back to working the boat. The itinerary, first off, soaking wet, covered in what looks like some mold, a little bit of coral has sort of enveloped the leather binding. This small collection of paper, somehow surviving the sea, explains that they are going to take the BBEG's power and absorb it into a crystal so that the captain can then absorb it from there and then rule over the lands that the BBEG is in charge of. The skeletons have had a tentative alliance with the BBEG until they discovered this siphoning arcane object some century ago. Since then, they've been preparing.
Hey, Bentley. She'll point to that part in, like, the plan.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about crystals? Part of your daily diet?
You see, like, a part of him, like, rifle inside where he keeps all of his stuff, and, like, a part comes out, and he's got a, like, hand? Like, full of various different crystals. He's like, I could add to the collection.
Wonderful. She'll, like, hold up the itinerary for Bill to, like, look at. Like, she doesn't know where he is. But
If the two of you are
Sounds.
looking at this itinerary, I'm
Yeah.
like hovering over your shoulder.
yeah, so she'll hold it open.
Like every once in a while, you feel like something like grab you. Like I'm just like trying not to like float away. And like keep
Like a
pace.
balloon.
Yes.
I love
I
it.
am a sentient balloon.
A sentient, slimy, slurpy balloon.
I am a sentient balloon. I've never thought I would hear that phrase in my life. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
don't
will
apologize.
say-
This isn't your fault.
About a half an hour goes by, and your small boat is sort of turning the corner. On your left, you can still see all the forces of darkness fighting against this army of skeletons, and the combat is intense and crazy and a bloodbath. You guys are enjoying a nice little boat ride, free of all of that pain and misery. The boat sort of coasts around to the right to where you can see an opening in the water. Glancing in, you see it does open up into a cave where there is a large, roughly hewn crystal that sits floating above the ground, maybe 2 or 3 feet off of the ground, and it slowly rotates. As it does, it pulses with this light blue energy as there's this trail of dark green ichor-like substance that's being drawn out of someone you recognize, the BBEG stuck in his human form. Standing around him, you see the large armored skeleton with the helm. It's fastened around its skull for some reason. You can see a blood red skeleton wearing finer clothing with a nice cutlass and a pistol in his hand as he just sort of sits and watches, with 2 horns that protrude out from the forehead and up towards the sky. Behind them, you can see 4 or 5 other skeletons, lower grade, sort of matching the same description of the ones that are currently ferrying you to this location. At this point, the ones in the cave haven't noticed you yet. Are you just going to continue to ride forward? What's the plan?
Front of the boat look like?
It is kind of barely held together. You could see that in its day, when it was just a regular sailboat, it took some hits. It's roughly held together. It looks like coral and other sort of like seaweed has been applied to keep the boat together. It looks like a well-placed cannonball or some other amount of force could easily break this thing apart. It is basically held together by hope.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that we shouldn't ram the crystal. Is the
Give me just an intelligence check.
oh, I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm.
How does a 3 suit ya?
You could totally ram the crystal with this thing.
Yeah, all ahead full. Damn the torpedoes.
But just to confirm, you want us to hit the crystal?
My 8. I go, yeah, do what he said. Just
Oh, no.
No. 18.
Okay, all right. So close.
I don't know,
So close
guys.
for my plan to be perfectly stupid.
I don't know, guys. My nat 1 for a 5 says
Oh
that's a
my
great
God.
idea.
Oh my god. All right, Mim, make your case.
I can't. I just.
Yeah,
there's
outvoted.
There's so much.
I
stupid
mean-
I got outvoted.
hey, it's not our boat, Mim. Why do you care?
And
So-
anyway, right at the last minute, as long as you jump, it doesn't hurt.
Ooh, I've seen those in movies.
Oh no, you got to get in the box.
Well, I'm in the. He's still in the box. He's like, no, I'll still be in here. So here's what happens.
You're dead.
Full steam ahead, I guess.
Here's what happens. First off,
God.
you're not going like with the wind. You're not going against it, but you're not doing too well speed-wise, so there's that. Also, as the boat comes around the corner in full view, you can see that the skeletons, the tiefling skeleton, and the captain all sort of turn and look. And while they don't have faces, there's no muscles, there's no expression, you can just tell that there's this mass confusion in their overall. Uh-oh.
Can I do a thing?
What do you
How
got?
far away are we from them?
I'm gonna say you guys are about 200 feet.
Okay.
You can prepare an action if you want, if it's a
Can I
range
pre-
thing.
Yeah, at 120 feet, can I prepare hypnotic pattern?
Yes, you can.
Phenomenal.
I am going to say though,
That's fine.
the
Fair.
the tiefling skeleton. This is fucking hilarious. The tiefling skeleton, as everybody's watching, eventually comes to and shouts orders to the other skeletons, who all pull their flintlock guns to aim at the collection of monsters that are on this small boat. I'm going to be making some attacks. We will start with Bentley.
As you do.
Bentley, what is your AC?
14.
Yes, that's a hit. That is a hit. So, Bentley, you take 13 points of piercing damage total as 2 of the shots course through the ooze-like substance and then slow to a stop. As you now have collected more bullets. Yay. Next is going to be... Let's see. We'll go Mim next. Mim, what is your AC?
14.
Okay. That is 1 hit. You are going to take 9 points of piercing damage. Nah, what is your AC?
I have a 16.
16. So that, let me just triple check my modifier. I think I have it. Okay. So 2 are going to hit you. That is going to be... Oh, good. 11 points of piercing damage to Na. Oh god, I have to roll each of these twice. for Bill because he's invisible.
I don't understand what they're even shooting at. There's no one else in that boat.
They're just blanket firing and trying to hit anything that's on the boat. And I'm going to say that because you have stated that periodically you've grabbed onto Mim, we'll say that there's a possibility one or two of the shots could hit you.
Okay.
What is your AC?
Infinity. 16.
Really?
Okay.
16.
Oh, you're little.
I'm little, and I'm wearing a breastplate, apparently.
Okay.
It's going to miss. And it's going to miss. So, Bill, in your invisibility and seeing as all the guns start to aim, you just position yourself behind Mim. So Mim takes the shots, you don't take any. Lastly...
The glue holding my fang together just fell apart.
Oh, no!
I gotta fix it.
Was it like rubber cement? Kinda?
No. They're held in just by because they're costume plasticed in.
Oh,
But the plastic that holds the plastic to the fang came apart.
That sucks. Oh.
Well, it's I'm glad it happened between talking, because otherwise I got swallowed the fang and that would have sucked.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
Yeah, that would have been very bad.
So everyone on the stream, just imagine I've got fangs. Rawr.
Yeah.
Just pretend.
Just draw on your screen, just like a little thing.
Well, it's just like that's a hard time.
Or listen, wait.
There you go. What was that?
Eraser.
Ew.
For a second, I was going to say, nah, I didn't know you smoked cigars.
Decisions were made.
Oh, gross.
In the hail of gunfire, one of the bullets does pierce into the apparatus, and as it does, you hear a little bit of rattling around as the bullet bounces a little bit, and then a second goes by and you hear, "I'm fine."
Okay.
I'm okay.
The boat continues forward, and at this point, Mim, I will say that it is within 120 feet. You're going to do hypnotic pattern, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody needs to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Give me a moment. I want to do one thing here. Let's go. Okay. Wisdom, you said? Okay. So.
It's a 30-foot cube, if that helps.
My dogs are going crazy. I'll be right back.
Okay.
No problem.
That's a natural
I was
20 for
being an
one of them.
asshole earlier, so- No, he succeeded.
3 and a 2. Jesus Christ, these basic ass skeletons. One of them
Failed?
managed to succeed.
Oh.
All the other ones fail.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I need to do a thing. This guy here. So
Except for the fact that they're fucking skeletons, so I can't eat their memory. God damn it.
I
Hey,
mean,
is
them-
the guy with the wheel in his head, is he a skeleton?
you're not sure. You know he's definitely undead.
Ah, fuck.
But skeleton, kind of up in the air.
But undead.
Definitely undead.
Fine, I guess.
Let's see, a 30-foot cube. Let me measure. Just see. Come on. Yeah, it's about 30. I'm going to say the placement. You know what? I'm just going to reveal the map. What am I doing? We'll just do this.
Okay.
This. All right. So this, I'm going to say this is your 30-foot cube. However you want to position it. So these guys are basic skeleton pirates. This guy is the first mate. This is the big guy. I'm going to say that this is going to be the BBEG of your group. You guys are going to be coming from up here. You guys haven't been put on the map just yet.
I mean, it's harmless, so...
You're gonna
That's
make your...
cool.
Yeah, I think, honestly, she'd probably aim for... That's not what I want. I don't want the square. I don't want
I
the
got you.
square.
I got you.
Dang it.
You're good.
I forgot how to use this system, even though we
As a
use
player.
it on the weekly. Yeah, as a player. Alright, 30 back you.
I'm watching Sam's little mouse go slowly, and I know exactly why, because I just tried to do the same shit, and my brain was like, no, you're going too fast. You're gonna get it wrong.
That's
It needs to be
close
exactly 30 feet.
It needs to be exactly 30 feet. It's gotta. Yeah, let's do like that.
Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna do this just for fun. So this one is the one that succeeded. Next is the tiefling skeleton.
Oh, no, I can't get rid of that others. Oh, wait, can I get rid of it? Nope, it's drawn. It's done. That's where it lives there now.
Forever and ever.
That's where it lives now.
That one does succeed with an 18.
Yeah.
And then the decapitated got a 6, and he is going to use one of his legendary resistances.
That's fine. You can burn that.
So you've got all but 3 of the enemies at this point, considering it's flintlock and given your speed. First off, the crystal is right here. It's a little hidden by the rocks up above, but you can see just a little bit peeking out in the water. Ignore the tentacles. Incarnate's great. The community's great. They post some really awesome maps, and I totally just forgot to remove the tentacles. We are going to place you guys at this point as the ship continues forward, gaining a little bit of speed. It is going to collide with the crystal. I'm gonna roll some damage. I will need everybody to make dexterity saving throws to jump from the boat to avoid any damage before it hits. What a surprise! The oozes made disapproving noises.
Good job.
I have a +4 to Dex. You're squeezing through things, not jumping.
Yeah, how you get such a high number?
Cujo, I have a question.
What's up?
I'm not actually on the boat.
I'm not actually on the boat, technically.
Technically.
Okay. Here's a
You know what?
question for Bill.
Because of my momentum, I'm just gonna make it regular anyway, so that I know to push off of something and push myself.
All right, sounds good. This is the most hilarious drawback to playing this little gnome mind flayer is that he has no control over where he floats, and it's so funny.
You know what? It's a small price to pay, but the alternative is walking, and
Ain't nobody got time for that.
no.
Oh gosh.
I feel you, Bill.
I'm sorry.
I feel you.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
wouldn't walk
it's a
either.
dexterity saving throw. You said.
Yes.
Okay. That is a 12.
12. Okay, so it's 12 for Bill. Mim, what did you get? That's a natural 1
Or 5.
for 5.
Natural 1.
Bentley, what'd you get?
An 8.
Okay, and Naw, what did you get?
Well, Bentley will have been. Oh well, I guess no. Bill's the one that got the highest. As that, I also got a 5. I'm eating some sand.
Band.
Okay, let me.
That tracks.
see
I need somebody to
for-
animate this stupid little adventure, please.
This is so funny. Oh my god.
We freeze midair. We get the Dukes of Hazzard. Bow, bow, bow,
Yeah.
bow.
Ben,
Cujo,
in a
did-
moment of
That
pure
squad's at it again.
in a moment of pure understanding of the mechanics of this thing, got a 16 and manages to find the lever to cause the apparatus to jump as it leaps from the boat and onto the shore, mitigating any damage.
Go
Um,
kid.
I don't think there is one lever for that. I think he had to pull like 5 of them at the same time.
Yeah. He's
And
like,
it's unmatching.
He grabs
Uses
like
his whole
2
arm.
with an arm and kicks another one.
yeah. His tail wraps around one that's like towards the back. The rest of you guys take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as you leap as best as you can, but then either fall upon some hard, sharp rocks or land and then immediately, because you didn't quite jump far away enough, get decked by the boat as it sails over you and conks you on the head. It does collide with the crystal and it does leave a solid impact. Unfortunately, though, because it's a boat that was held together by hope, it kind of folds like an aluminum Pepsi can and then just starts sinking. I will say we are gonna do Bentley is gonna be over here. Na is going to be back here.
Whoa.
Mim there. Bill, I'll say there. And because Bentley is still on, well, actually, that's an interesting question. Because has Bentley ever left the apparatus?
I was imagining it since I rolled so shit that I was trying to leap with him, but I failed.
Okay.
So I ended up like, it was an 8, so I don't know, maybe I'm like 10 feet away from it.
Okay. Then in that case, we're going to use this giant scorpion as a means to identify Ben in the apparatus. With that in mind, I am not making a shape. I don't want to make a shape. I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative once again.
Anybody who failed that hypnotic pattern and it is incapacitated and it's
Yep.
a speed of 0.
I got you.
No.
19.
Cujo.
Yes.
Before I roll initiative, I'm gonna roll a Constitution saving throw for my
Okay.
concentration on
Oh,
levitate.
yeah. I guess I should be. Yeah, Cujo.
Oh, that's right.
That damage was taken after I cast the spell, so I didn't
This
take
is
it.
true, so I'll need a concentration check from you as well.
Concentration check was a natural 20.
Okay, so your levitate, your precious
I-
levitate is still active.
Yes. You know, the alternative is walking.
11.
Okay, with an 11, you succeed on your concentration, so hypnotic pattern does remain.
No.
Spells are fun.
That's all I got. I got one more spell slot. That's it.
Okay, so, oh, that one I got it. I'll just do that. That's fine. Bentley, what'd you get?
6.
Okay. Mim,
7.
good. Bill,
17.
oh, you broke the pattern. You're supposed to say
Ruined it.
8.
8.
Nah,
10.
10. Okay. And then the child. That's fair.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. All right. So, up first is a pirate that is incapacitated due to hypnotic pattern. It does this.
Oh.
And that's that turn. Up next is the captain. The captain, confused and upset by what just happened, is going to do a thing. He is going to move and climb up on top of these rocks. 5, 10, 15, 20. He is going to turn. And let's do a thing.
Something with more hit points.
Yep, I'll get everybody. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw. As he climbs on top of the rocks, you see the helm start to spin, and as it does, blue fire emits out of the cavities where his eyes would be, and a gout of blue flame extends out from his mouth.
I'm gonna take some damage.
Well, that's what you're here for, hopefully.
Apparently. That and all my great ideas.
Yes, let's not forget those.
I'm a deep thinker.
That whole ramming the crystal.
All
thing,
right, so
top notch.
we'll start with Bentley. What'd you get?
17.
17. You take 10 points of fire damage. Nah, what did you get?
11.
11. You take 20 points of fire damage. Bill,
17 as well.
you take 10 points of fire damage. Mim,
6.
you take 20 points of fire damage. As this
And I am
flame.
disadvantaged on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yep.
Why is that?
Because oozes, or at least this ooze, has an aversion to fire.
Oh shit. Well,
Yeah.
funny how that works.
Ujo, I
Um,
fall.
You fall? Oh
Fall down,
no!
go boom.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean you're alive, you're just touching ground?
Yeah,
Oh man, that's almost
I
worse
have-
than death.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to walk.
Your feet touch ground for the first time in... You can't remember how long.
Well, I still have to sleep, I assume.
Well, yeah, but that's like not... That's when you have to go to sleep, not when you're awake and like doing combat things.
Yeah.
Totally different scenario.
Fucking bullshit. My robes are getting wet now because I'm in the water.
With that in mind, Bill, we come to your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and get out of the water. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 25,
Okay?
something like that. This is as far as I just want to get up onto this rock out of the water.
Sure.
And then centered on me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus.
Mind blast.
Okay.
It's a 60
I'm a
foot
one-trick pony.
Yeah, I'm a little tiny mind flayer. I mind blast people. It's my shtick.
The captain got a 5 and is going
He
to
is-
use his second legendary resistance.
No, his
To
secondary resistance.
Yes. I mean, if you want him to have 2 levels of resistances, I'm fine with that. It's entirely up to you
No.
guys. Okay. All right. The first mate. Huh. God damn it. That is a 3. He does not have legendary resistances, so.
Do, do, do. So I don't know if the captain takes any damage.
Oh, is it? It's not save for half. It's
It,
all or
it
nothing.
doesn't say half on a success.
Okay. All right.
So that is 26 psychic damage to the first mate.
Okay.
Bow, wow, 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 wow.
Okay.
And the first mate is stunned for 1 minute.
Okay, sounds good. His second dairy resistance, he doesn't do well with milk. Oh my god. You guys in chat. Alright, yeah, the first mate is almost blown off of his feet with the mind blast that comes out. The captain, just sort of unmoving, endures the blast and continues moving of his own free will. It is the first mate's turn. He is going to try to resist it. That is a 17.
17 will succeed.
Okay, so at the end of his turn, the first mate will right himself.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It was a nautical pun.
This skelly man is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and is going to make a shot at, there's a giant mechanical scorpion, so he's going to take a shot at the apparatus.
No.
The apparatus has an AC of 20.
Oh yeah, I got it. Okay, so it does hit. Is 10 points of damage to the apparatus. You can hear the bullet collide with the frame, and you hear a moment of shock as Ben realizes he's in the thick of combat now. That is his turn. I have another pirate that is standing and drooling. And Gnaw, we come to you.
All right. I need to zoom in here a little bit so I can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. All right. That is as far as I can make it and still act.
Okay.
I'm gonna get 1 round of shots with my longbow before I drop it and fetch something for next round because I think I'm gonna be able to do something fun next round.
Okay.
So I'll just take 3 shots with my bow.
Right.
At the well, it's got to be at the big guy. He's far scarier than anybody else. He's a worthy foe. Whoop. That would be a 7, probably. Oh wait, no, hang on. My bow is only +5, so that would be a 10.
10 unfortunately will not hit.
I didn't think so. Second shot, 13, getting better.
Still, that one shoots through the air and just ricochets off of a piece of the armor.
Third one's a 21.
That one will hit. And just this is the
Yay.
captain you're shooting at, right?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
That is for 9 points of piercing, of mystical piercing damage.
Okay. The
For I am
third
shamanic. And then, as something I am allowed to do after my attacks, if I have the ability, I'm going to incite bloodthirst. I roar in the language of in Abyssal to summon up all of the minions of Yanogu. And if there are any gnolls within the sound of my voice that have the rampage ability, they may now use their reactions to bite people.
Gotcha. I will say it does go
Does that-
off.
That doesn't happen. Though. There's no gnolls.
Unfortunately, not in this current scene.
It's the hazard of being a leader, dude, and no friends.
Actually, you know what, Brian?
The hazard
ask
of
you a
not having
question.
any friends.
I'm gonna ask you a question that I love to ask. High or low?
Oh, high, obviously.
While there are no gnolls in your immediate vicinity, your howl in the distance is returned. You hear some other gnolls
Oh.
that roar along with you. I will say, yeah, I will say you've definitely caught their attention that something's going on. What that means in a couple rounds, who knows?
I'll be just happy if they're off biting people half a mile away. That's
Hey,
I'm fine with
thanks,
that.
man!
Thanks for the extra bite attack.
Was that no? What is he doing here?
No, that couldn't have been him.
No, he's babysitting.
All right, that's me, and I am happy and satisfied
All right, sounds
as
good.
I drop my bow and start rifling for something in my pack.
Oh man, the skull is like,
Oh, what are you going for this time?
Oh yeah, just you wait.
Just you wait.
all right, Mim, we come to you.
Alright, I'm gonna extend a tendril out to. We'll go with this guy.
Which guy?
And
Oh, this guy down
the
here?
archer. Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll make 2 pseudopod attacks.
All right, go for it.
At disadvantage. Wow, pair of 8s. 15.
15, unfortunately, will just miss.
One. Not doing great.
Sam, I love you. This is-
Remember 2 weeks ago? Remember
No,
2
it
weeks
was
ago?
last week.
And
Last week, you guys rolled,
Wow.
I seriously think, 5 natural 20s in the span of the session. And it was, and it's like big,
Yeah.
like chapter ending level battle going. I was, oh my god, you guys are your
Yeah,
natty
all that
20s.
though. All that.
Yep. Karma. Any
Regular
movement,
Sam
or are
is
you good?
back. Yeah, I'm gonna get away from this like cone of bullshit. 10, 15, 20.
Okay. All right. After
That's
Mim,
my
we have
turn.
Bentley.
Okay. What is this is going?
Get him.
Okay, that should work, I think.
Rhodes, you have that face that I dread.
Well, right now this is my fuck diagonals face. Remember that time last week where I refused to do diagonals and just misty stepped to not have to do it? And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. The best.
Trying to make sure I don't stop on Bill as I try to move 20 feet.
He's invisible, so
That's true, I don't know he's there, but I can't end in an ally space.
that's fair.
Okay, so I moved 5. Oh, and he's so. I hate moving large creatures. Okay. Damn it.
I'm convinced the large creatures that I use for like encounters don't get their full movement.
Yeah,
Because I
because
don't
my
move them
brain is like, I
properly.
can't. You too big. Can't math.
You pick one square and
like, yeah, you're
move
fine.
that square accordingly.
The theory is sound.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
there.
the
That's
application.
right. There. I think I managed to go around Bill.
Okay.
Oh, you bitch, you're 35 feet away. Damn it. Okay, then I will wait to do that. I will take the 2 bullets that he took earlier. He's gonna like slurp them back up and just cover them with ooze and slime and shoot some pseudopods out.
Awesome.
Nice.
You forgot
and
your
I'll-
bullets.
Yeah, you can have this shit back. And he'll go for the skeleton.
Okay. Just confirming. Archer, right here.
Yes, Archer.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So that is a 16 and an 18 to hit.
Both will hit. Sam, just confirming earlier, you got a 15, right, on your attack? I'm pretty sure it was a 15. Okay, okay. For a half second, I was like, yeah, it totally
Yes,
hits.
they're 8s.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you're good. Okay.
So that's 21 points of damage. And since he is larger, smaller, he is grappled.
Okay.
Yeah.
The skeleton. Let me find the right symbol here. It doesn't really matter, but for me, I want it. There.
Won't it?
The skeleton watches as these pseudopods launch. He says, "Oh, this is nothing." And he goes to move, and the pseudopods shift course and cover him. He's like, like he has no digestive system, but he makes gagging sounds at the smell and consistency that has bound him to his spot. Well done. We have another skeleton that is standing and drooling. And then we have Ben. Ben. Let me see. Alright, so. I'm going to roll 10. Okay. Ben goes, "You're not hurting my dad," and pulls a lever. Oh wait, no, it's the other way. And turns 90 degrees to his right. That is all he can do, and he goes, "No, no, 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 no!" You hear just the voice echoing from inside this hollow apparatus.
It's alright, he'll figure it.
Yeah, he'll get there soon. Standing and drooling Skelly, we come to the captain. Captain is going to move 5, 10, and is going to make an attack on Null. I'm going that way for this one.
Getting closer. Oh, he's
Too
making
much.
it easier on me.
Will a 15 hit?
It will not.
Okay.
I am a 16 with
Oh,
my
shit.
shiny breastplate.
All right. You
Yeah.
sort of ready
Which I
yourself
highly
for
doubt is
battle
shiny.
as the captain stomps over and lifts a giant anchor and swings it over his head, and you instinctively just move out of the way just in time as it collides with the rock, sending splinters and water and debris all over the place.
Ha
Yeah, that's all he can do right now. Let's see if he gets the thing back. He gets the thing back. Bill, we come to you.
First, I am going to roll to try and recover my mind blast. I do not. That's kind of the thing I do, so that's not great. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try and go. Are these rocks like difficult terrain?
I'm gonna roll them as difficult terrain, yeah.
Okay, so that'll be 10.
But you have your levitate, right?
No.
Oh no,
It's
you're on
an
the ground.
It's an
That's right.
action. I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got
I
time.
was
Nobody got
wondering-
time for that.
So we got 10, 20.
Oh, my little Flint mohawk is starting to fall.
It's,
I guess I'm just
it's
gonna
holding
stay
up.
there.
It's getting there. You just got some charming bangs that are just starting to come down a little bit. Oh,
There you
God.
So
What are you, Danny
the-
Zuko? Oh, God.
So the 3 guys in the back are all enamored, charmed,
Yes.
Incapacitated.
This skeleton archer is bound where he stands,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
And then we've got the first mate is acting of his own volition, and we've got the captain.
Correct.
Okay. Then I am going to fire my laser at the first mate.
Okay.
That is a 19.
19 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Uh, 13 points of damage.
All right. He's starting to look a little rough. As the bolt sails through the air and embeds itself into the cavity where one of his eyes should be. You see he's disoriented, like, like trying to wave it off, as it's a weird sensation when you have a bolt sticking out of your eye. Well done. It is the first mate's turn. The first mate is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and is going to make an attack on Bentley. It's going to be 2 attacks with the firearm.
The first mate is an undead or a skeleton as well, right?
Correct, yes.
Gross.
But he's
will
been
a-
painted red.
Will a 16 hit?
Oh.
Then the 16 on the die would also.
Unless he's got some negative modifiers there. Or she. I don't know.
Is going to be a total of 16 points of damage with the 2 gunshots.
Bloop.
Yeah. Again, swallowed up in the jello that is Bentley.
Just giving him ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here you go.
I see what you did there, because they're arrows.
Up next is the archer. Grappled is just speed is 0, yeah?
Yes,
correct.
but he also takes, until the grapple ends, he takes 2d6 acid damage at the start of each of his turns, as essentially the
Nice.
ooze is like eating him alive.
Love it.
Loving it, loving it.
Lava!
7 points of damage.
7, okay. The acid starts to melt into his form, and he starts to scream out in pain, but is still up and is going to make 1 attack. It's going to be against Bentley, because you're the one that have him grappled, so.
Yeah.
An 11 is not going to hit, is it? Okay. He aims another shot and fires, and as it fires off, Bentley just extends a tendril and slaps the bullet out of the air. All right. We have Pirate standing and drooling. In fact, I'm just gonna do this. Remove from combat, because I know you guys are smart enough to not deliberately fuck with them. So why don't we just do that?
What?
Up next is Gnaw.
Okay,
Get him.
Cujo,
Uh-huh.
this is my present to you because you've never been with me like this before.
This is true.
So Nah will get up in the grill of the big fella there.
Okay.
And remember that bag of holding that I was talking about? The bag of scat holding?
Uh-huh.
Well, I want you to imagine, you know how a bag of holding, the only way to get its contents out is to either reach in and get something out or turn it inside out, which makes it evacuate everything at once.
Uh-huh.
I am going to evacuate my bag of scat holding at him. So 4 days worth of rotten food, detritus, everything that has come out of this here Flind, and anything else that I've picked up in that office with the kid and the monsters that I live with, comes streaming toward his fancy skull as I say, Yenogu blesses thee.
Oh, God.
Amazing.
Okay.
Like you pull the bottom of a top hat out.
I'm gonna say
That's
Okay.
really fucking gross, and I love it.
I have a genuine that is disgusting. That is the most rank ass disgusting move I think I've ever encountered, and it is the best gift you could have ever given me. I'm going to ask, does Na collect all of the refuse?
Well, yeah, because anything that I mean, as a Flind, I live for filth and befouling, and as a shaman of Yenogu, literally everything and because I know what goes in there, I can actually go in and get the stuff that I want to maybe chew on again later, which is
Sure.
really gross, but extra dimensional space, baby.
How much space does it have? Is it function like a bag of holding?
It's bag holding. I mean, I added scat to it. It's just
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
put in there. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the little name tag that you put on the outside.
So you know it's his, so it doesn't get mixed up with anyone else's.
Yeah.
Basically, my little Yenogu latrine that I carry with me,
Ew.
and also I guess larder if you think about it.
Okay.
Flins and Knolls are gross. Flins and Knolls are gross.
I'm just looking at the stats for a bag of holding. The bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding the volume of 64 cubic feet. It weighs 15 pounds, regardless of context. Okay,
So it's like a porta potty.
here's... That is disgusting. Here's what I'm going to say. I need you, for each 100 feet of literal shit, I need you to roll a d12.
A D12.
So I need you to roll
Ah.
5d12. He is going to try and make a dexterity saving throw to mitigate some of this damage. I have a hint for you, though. He is a huge-sized creature. Dex is not his strong suit.
All right, here we go. So first D12, we have a 7.
Okay. Yeah, that's a non-natural one. So he's just
Second.
gonna eat all of this.
Second D12 was an 8.
Okay, so 15,
Third is another 8.
23,
Fourth is a big 5.
28.
And last one, that would be a 3.
3, so 31 total.
Nice.
Uh, six.
The blessings of Yenogu upon you. And a little
So-
bit upon me.
Ew.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You scream this and unleash hell as all of this terrible just combination of liquid and solid matter spews out of this portal opening and just continues to do so like a fire hose, just punching directly into the skull. I'm gonna say you hit it with enough force that the helm, which would spin and cause the fire, gets locked in place as the skull gets indented back a little bit. So you've effectively removed the fire breath as a feature. As you just, the captain, who has not spoken throughout all of this, just says,
This is revolting. I don't want to be here in this life with this knowledge that I now have imprinted on my mind.
and you see he kind of slumps his shoulders a little bit as it completely demoralizes him. Well fucking done.
Yenogu be praised.
Jesus. That's the most disgusting thing.
Next.
I have nothing that tops that,
I
so
what I'm gonna do is lame in comparison.
Yeah.
I just
Mim, we come to you.
We'll do a couple pseudopod attacks at the first mate.
All right, sounds good. Even the first mate's like, oh, just this horrible shuddering sound comes out of him.
Up from the tendril rises a little halfling wielding 2 daggers.
Nice.
First attack. It's gonna be a 22.
22 will hit.
Wonderful. Second attack. 13's not gonna hit.
13 unfortunately misses.
Okay. So the first hit so the first attack will be 12 points of bludgeoning and another 6 psychic.
Okay. He is looking mighty rough after that. The halfling materializes with daggers, and the first mate's like, "No, please," and pulls out the sword. But then, using your gift to your advantage, the halfling extends out, and the arm extends like Dulcim from Street Fighter, and just stabs directly into the same socket where the bolt is sticking out of.
Yes.
Well done.
awesome.
Up
That's
next we
my
got
turn. I'm gonna stay where I am.
okay. Up next we got Bentley.
okay. Wait, nope. Yes. Except I can't get that guy and that guy, can I? No.
Are you measuring?
Yes. Trying to figure out, like, how do I maximize? I guess I could go for those two. I can't get that guy. Okay, yeah. So I will move. And
Okay.
then I am going to do my slime breath. So the ooze expels a spray of its gelatinous mass in a 30-foot cone, and each creature can make a dex save. Or they get to suffer 4d10 acid damage as he just basically, like, a weird mouth opens and, like, this
Hell yeah.
like Newtonian ooze mist liquid thing just sprays out.
Oh,
Phenomenal. And does the one guy auto? Well, he's grappled. Incapacitated.
well, I don't think it would even matter. What was the DC?
Only 14.
14. So that is a 12 and a 7.
Okay.
Oh, roll high.
Hell yeah.
So that's 26 points of damage. And they are also pulled 30 feet closer to me. As I basically just, like, do that, and then, like, I take the icky, misty ooze and reform it and just, like, slurp them back up.
Amazing.
Oh. Here's what happens.
We're a gross group.
This entire group is disgusting, and it's fantastic. You let loose this horrific, like, explosion spray of ooze at these two skeletons that the sheer force knocks them off of their feet, and then the acid starts to burn and melt away, and you hear the horrific screams and wails of pain as they are literally melted, and then you pull their remains and the ooze back inside of you. They are both 100% dead. So we'll just do that.
Gnarly.
Yeah, that was
Gross.
disgusting.
I think someone's gonna have to fight this one day.
Oh, yeah, that's
That
pretty
was
solid.
nasty.
Hey, this.
It is
Oops, all
Ben's turn.
oozes.
Yes, oops,
Yeah.
all loses.
I'm going to say that Ben remembers the lever he just pulled and rights himself,
Go, Ben.
but then
You got
has
it,
to roll
dude.
again.
Oh, buddy.
Oh no.
This kid's just gonna be spinning in circles.
Okay. Give me a second and you do a thing.
Give me 1 second. I need to roll on the wild magic table to see what happens.
The big bad becomes a potted plant.
Okay. So here's what happens. Ben finds the lever and turns himself around, kind of like the hokey pokey, and sitting inside of this thing, finds one lever that's got a little bit of like broken, rusted red paint along the handle. And he says, maybe? Grabs and pulls, and as he does, the two pincers that are positioned at the front shoot out at the captain and impale, and then they stay in there for a hot second. He did 13 points of damage total with both of the pincers. And he goes, oh, I did it, I was productive. And then he's like, I don't know how to pull them back though. So now you just have this.
Just squeeze.
Right. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, so Ben deals 13 points of damage.
Making Daddy proud.
At this point, we come back to the captain. Literally covered in unspeakable things. Whose helm is broken. And he says,
I'm just gonna go. He's all you. I have no interest anymore. I'm just gonna go.
and he moves to just walk into the water. Nah, it's up to you whether or not you want to take an attack of opportunity. As he is fully
He's going towards
just
the
like
crystal.
he is. Yeah, he's trying to go back out the way you guys came throughout the opening of the cave to just walk under the water.
No, I'm gonna try and take his legs out from underneath him. Obviously he's bazillion feet tall. With my flails of doom and destruction.
Go for it.
And I'm gonna say that, no, you will yield to Bebeg.
All right, make your attack of opportunity.
I don't get to use multi-attack on this, so I will do specifically the Flail of Clarity.
Okay. Also, Jonathan, don't think I
20
didn't see that message.
26.
Yeah, that will absolutely hit.
So he will take a big whopping 8 bludgeoning damage and 3 necrotic damage. But more importantly, he needs to make that DC 14 with plus 2 additional damage because of the friendly skull attached to it.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. And he has to make that DC 14 Wisdom save or be charmed by the light of Yanogu and yield to the forces of Bebeg.
God damn
Yield,
it.
punk.
I swear to God. You hit him around the leg and you watch as the dark energy of the mace travels up along the leg and envelops the skull, and you see he stops. And then turns. What was that you said about Yanogu? And he is charmed by you. I am going to say, for the sake of brevity, or for the sake of time, and also because you charmed the big fucking bad and have him as your thrall for the moment, that we're going to end combat here. the fuck? I don't know what I expected, but it was not this. Like, I always try to go into these one-shots with, like, an open mind to try to figure out, like, okay, what's the party dynamic gonna be? What is the combat gonna be like? Whatever. And then you literally sprayed shit multiple times. You've mentioned slurping and moistness. You've mentioned like flesh drooping and shit. Like, it just, again, I don't know what I expected, but it was not that, and it was amazing. So here's what happens. Well, actually, I have a question for Na. The captain is now your thrall and under your control via charm. What do you do?
It's just for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
It is literally I want him to openly yield to Bebeg, because this whole thing was about territory and whatnot, and I understand what gets peed on. So
In a tone similar to Bebeg, as you call him, in his throne room, he speaks and his voice reverberates off of the cavern walls and says, "I, the captain, yield to BBEG. His lands shall remain his." And the similar arcane energy sort of sparks throughout the air. And then the charm fades, and he says, "I would like to go back to my sea." As he says that, he turns and just this loud whale-like sound reverberates off of him, and as it does, you guys can see in the distance the cloud of bone shards, like being slurped through a straw, slowly trail back into the open mouth of the skull. As you guys just witness this torrent of wind and debris until all of the bone shards that had been harrying your forces have been retracted. With that declaration, the skeleton pirates abandon combat. None of them engage. They all just mean to get in their ships and leave. BBEG, who was lying on the ground as this energy was being sucked into the crystal, the captain just starts pushing the crystal back into the ocean and away. Like, no, we're not. I'm not. He's still just covered in all of this terrible shit. BBEG stands up. Well, that was annoying. I thought he was a cool dude, but... how and why are my two questions right now. Any takers? And as he asks that, the pod door opens and Ben peeks up. "We saved your ass." And then he hides back in just as his dad's like, "You're not supposed to talk like that."
He is correct, though, sir.
All right.
You're welcome.
All right. And just as this sort of moment of realization happens, climbing into the caves from different spots, there are some of the vampires you'd encountered. There's a mummy. There's oh my god, a chimera. Like, all these monsters come and see the scene. And there's one undead that you guys know is essentially his right hand. The Whispered One. Vecna to others, who approaches and says, "Sir, are you all right?" BBEG stands up and dusts off his cardigan. "Yeah, you're fired." And Vecna's, "What?" And then just as he says that, BBEG lifts his hand and just completely removed from this plane of existence with banishment. Vecna is once again banished to the Astral Sea, another place he is no longer welcome in. And then he turns to the rest of you. So I'm thinking you guys can come by for dinner, maybe on Thursday nights. We can discuss business. We've got some promotion paperwork to go through. Clearly, we need to get you guys some accommodations. Ben, how do you like them? The pod slowly opens. I think they're really cool. Yeah, nah. What you got? What you got, buddy?
I can't do Thursdays. That's trivia night.
And I will say that is a perfect ending point for tonight's one shot. The F team graduates to the A team, not the show. I just want to make that clear. We're not affiliated in any way with the A team. Sorry, Liam Neeson and Rampage Jackson. We're not hitting you up for calls or money. But that is going to conclude our session.
I would play Dungeons and Dragons with Liam Neeson, though.
I would play play
Liam
D&D
Neeson,
with
if you're watching, I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons with you sometime.
Sure, we'll get that call.
Yeah,
Yeah.
any day now.
I don't know who you are.
Certain set of skills. It says here on my character sheet I have a certain set of skills.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. We had quite the audience tonight. That was pretty cool. So, everybody,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And I'm thinking that because we still have such an audience, why don't we keep the good vibes going and find somebody we can raid?
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
the good vibes going. Let's find another TTRPGer. Because why not? In the meantime... Oh, go ahead, Sam.
Oh, I was probably gonna say the same thing you were.
Do you can do the thing.
While Cujo is looking for people, I know some of us have other projects. Most of us are Nerd House. But Brian, you want to talk about where everybody can find you otherwise?
So I'm on Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff as Brian CP Steele. I'm on TikTok as The Professional Nerd, which refers to my YouTube show, which comes out on every Friday, which is Tales from a Professional Nerd, where I basically spill the guts of an industry freelancer, where we talk about certain topics. Sometimes I get to do unboxings and things if people send me stuff. But for the most part, I just basically kind of explain how the industry works from the inside out.
Cool. Sweet.
Sweet.
So everyone check out Brian. Thanks for joining us.
Go give him
This
all
was
the love.
fun.
Yeah.
This is so much fun. Brian, I'm so glad that we got to play with you as a player. This is like, you are a keeper. You are awesome.
Yeah.
And this is cool.
When you guys said that you were doing a GM's game, I was like, oh, that'll be rad. I was like, just get to make cool characters and stuff. And then when Sam said that it was going to be a monster based game, I was like, what am I going to do here? So these guys know this, but the watchers don't. Originally, I went with I was going to do like this big, just Billy Badass armored brain thing, big scary thing. And then I realized that is way less fun. Just being this big kind of silent dumb thing that smashes stuff. So then I dug up. So Gnaw the Ever Chewing is an NPC that I have used before in some of my own games. Just not with these stats. He's shown up in other ways, and so I was like, I think he's kind of perfect. He's kind of stupid. He's kind of fun, and I thought that he would. When you said that this was a group of misfits, I was like, oh, there's really no one more misfitted than the Flind with no friends. So
good.
I thank you guys for inviting me on. Hell, just inviting me on originally to GM during the charity thing to begin with. I love doing this kind of stuff, and I very rarely get the opportunity to do so. So the fact that you invited me to GM Power Rangers for you guys during the 24-hour spiel,
That game was so much fun. I had an absolute blast doing that stuff.
Next time we'll do Transformers. I've got even more stuff for that. So
Hell yes. Well, Brian, I'm just gonna. I feel like this is implied, but the door is literally always open for you to always come back and play. You are absolutely loved and appreciated. You're amazing. We love you.
Well, and maybe next time I'll play someone a little more serious.
Yeah, that's true.
And less about shit jokes. So
Yeah, it was.
I
it
mean, the
worked,
shit
though.
Shit
jokes are
I
jokes
think
funny,
it
don't get me
worked.
wrong.
honestly,
No.
it's fine. It's pretty on brand for our Wednesday nights. To
Yeah.
be perfectly honest, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, Wednesday nights are either like shit jokes or my character talking about like going to, you know, like file paperwork for things. It's there's
Yeah.
no in between. It's legalese or this.
It's true.
awesome. Which, by the way, it's nice to meet you, Rhodes. Everyone else here I've either played with or met before, so this is awesome. Yeah, it's through a screen and whatnot, but that's pretty cool. It was nice to play with you, and so love to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh.
Absolutely.
All
Well,
right, Cujo, you got somebody to.
I do
pick
have
everyone over to?
somebody ish.
Awesome.
Hold on. Let me just do one more cursory glance. 'Cause I want to help out the little guys, you know? The guys who are sort of like us. So we are gonna go with Lex-ish 30. That looks like a solid channel. They've got character portraits and all that stuff. That's awesome. So
Sweet.
I'm gonna get that raid going. But in the meantime, everybody at home who tuned in, first off, as always, you are loved, you are appreciated. We would not do this. We would not be able to do this without the support of all of you guys.
Yes.
We raised $6,000 for Extra Life. Like
Yeah.
I still can't.
That's awesome.
That's such a huge number. But thank you guys so much. We love you. Be nice to each other, and we will see you for next week as we return to Decisions and Dragons.
Yay.
Bye,
Yes.
everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Nice stream.